Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone. Hey, there's Daniel. I see him, or
Yeah,
at least a picture thereof. It's November 10th. It's 6:03, and we're going to start the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council Board and Stakeholder Public Meeting on Zoom today. We kind of want to get this part out of the way. If there are students, how are we going to get them signed up for today's meeting?
I've done screenshots and I will email their government teachers.
Okay, real good. So, remember today we're on Zoom, so if anyone has a question, comment, or anything, don't forget to raise your hand, and we'll try to catch them in the order in which they have been received. So, let's go ahead and take roll.
Hey, Christina Barbera.
Here.
John Barbera.
Here.
Christina Calandra is excused. Vic Christensen here. Adrian Fernandez.
Here.
Cynthia Gagne. Speak. Okay, she is here.
Waving her hand.
Gwen Henry.
Present.
Alonzo Jenkins.
Here.
April Jones.
Here.
Melanie Lebrecht.
Here.
Kelly Miller.
Here.
Kane Nicholas. Aha. He is finally here. He was in attendees. I just moved him. There we go. Thomas Norman.
Present.
Ray Regalado.
Here.
Angela Sumner.
Here.
And Chris Faye.
Here.
All right. That is 15 out of 16.
Thank you all for being here. I do have a question that I'd like to pose real quick, and that is, Alonzo and Kelly, are you both in the same space station or what?
Oh yeah, we are. We
We've
are.
got the same
Okay,
background.
just wanted to check. All right.
Yeah.
It's called perfect space.
So, we have our first order of business after our welcome is appoint youth representative seat board member. Help us with your name. Can you, Mariah? Is it
May.
Mariah?
May.
May.
Yeah.
Okay. Cordero Herrera.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you.
It's so nice to have our youth representative here. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
And hope you enjoy the strange humor that you'll probably experience today and into the future.
Especially from John.
You can leave now. Our new rep is here.
Don't we need to go through the appointment process and vote?
So, yes, and so I'm having a hard time trying to remember what that process is. Is it a vote? Somebody help me with that?
We have her usually it's a motion and a vote. Well, actually, she introduces herself and talks to the board and all that and tells us about her, and then we do a vote.
Sounds good. Thank you. Sorry about the brain freeze here. It's been a tough week, I'll tell you, all last week and this week. So with that, May, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself? You can unmute yourself and tell us who you are.
I'm Mayetta Cordero Herrera, and I'm a sophomore at Chadwick High School. And yeah, I thought I already applied for the youth seat, and I thought it was already voted upon.
No, the board has to vote for you, not
Okay.
just outreach.
Thank
The
you.
board has to.
You can do the committee, but the board has to do it too.
So So you go to what high school? I'm sorry?
Chadwick. It's in
And
PV.
it's in PV. And is there any particular area in which you're interested in and what you want to do once you um, continue your education, I would imagine?
Yeah, I originally, when I was in elementary school and middle school, went to public schools. And so now I'm in like in San Pedro, and now I'm in private school. And so I'm thinking about like continuing my education, just like going to college right after.
Is there a college out there that you're interested in?
No, but I've been planning to make a list this year.
I'm sorry?
Not currently, but I'm planning to make a list this year.
Okay. All right. You have any hobbies or interests that you keep yourself busy with?
I like writing.
And could you tell us what you do? What kind of writing do you like doing?
Um, uh, Anything really. I like writing fiction a lot.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Very good. I like reading fiction, so you can push anything you're writing my way. I love reading fiction.
Yeah.
Uh, does anybody else have any questions for her? I'm just might be of interest. Okay, I see Melanie. And I also see Thomas.
Yeah, and I asked her this before, was I had never heard of Chadwick, and asked her if she had lived in our area and all of that, and she said that she did. She lived in this area but went to a private school. So but Chadwick, I guess you had said before, it's in PV. It's a
Yeah.
private school.
Yeah.
And is there anything particular, being on the neighborhood council, that any goal that you have that you want to achieve, or a project that you want to do?
I don't really have any specific projects that I have an idea for quite yet, but I'm really interested in planning like tangible community events, movies in the park and stuff like that. I'm really interested in just spaces where community can come together, and I want to be a part of that.
Okay.
Thomas.
Yeah, welcome, May. Glad to see that you're interested in serving and made it through the committee round. Could you share with us what you think the top 1 or 2 issues are facing youth in our community that we could maybe address in this neighborhood council?
I think that community service opportunities is a big thing right now, especially because I'm in high school. I think that participating in community service and just things of that nature is really important. And also just, yeah, like more opportunities for communities to connect. I can see kind of like that gap in community between being at public school and then being at private school. And I'm really interested in like bridging that gap, maybe with making opportunities for community service and stuff like that more clear.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? Okay. I'll take a motion.
I will move.
So moved.
I'll second.
Who was that? Was it
Gwendolyn Henry, so moved.
and who second?
Thomas.
Thomas. Okay. Any comments by anyone? I know we asked questions, but are any comments? Discussion? Raise your hand. Okay, I see April, and then I also see Adrian. So April, go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. It's super cool to that like what you want to do with community work and stuff. And I think it'd be a really cool collaboration. So yeah.
Thank you.
Adrian.
Hello. Say welcome to if you get voted on. Makes me feel a bit younger, you can say. And not too far off years ago. But I just have a clarification on her term. She's gonna serve 1 year. After the 1 year, does she have to reapply again?
Yes. That's it, Adrian?
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted that clear.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
She can keep but from what
she-
I heard, she's 16, right? So she can just keep reapplying until she's 18.
Yes. Kane?
Hey May, it's a pleasure. I had an opportunity to meet her at the Youth and Outreach meeting. It was a pleasure to meet you. So I just wanted to add in a welcome as well. So excited to see you.
Thank you.
Gwen?
Hi, May. So glad that you are really interested. There's a lot of great opportunities through the neighborhood council. I hope that you possibly entertain the idea of joining some of the other committees. Usually youth and outreach is is a core one for our youth member, obviously. But there are other committees that I think that it would be interesting for you to visit at least once and just check it out. And there's also, don't forget about the tremendous opportunities that the city has, the mayor and everything there. There's a lot of great stuff. So thank you. Thank you for considering us.
Angela, her hand is up.
Hi, so I just had to do a thorough search of my email and I'd never delete anything. And I just realized that I was your Girl Scout leader when you were in kindergarten. So I'm happy to see that you carried on the leadership tradition and we're thrilled that you're here.
Nice to see you again.
Hi, I know you were
Hi.
in kindergarten.
Oh, I
You
didn't.
were.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't either. It sort of clicked midway through you talking and I just searched my email to confirm.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no other hands. I see a hand up on one of our attendees, but it's Ishmael. He's the first one up. Or is that just kind of a leftover from earlier? Ishmael? Ishmael?
He keeps putting his hand up, but he doesn't
I
talk.
was saying, there we go. I was saying that the mute button isn't working.
Oh, okay.
You didn't even listen to me because the speaker was off.
Okay, well, we got you now. Are you able to lower your hand? There you go. Thank you. Joshua, I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, I saw Joshua with his hand up, but I do not see it up any longer.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Sorry, that's just my alternative account. I'm not on my school account. I just have something to say. Unfortunately, I forgot my folder. I know I'm such a klutz, but I'll still stay for the session at least. But I'll try to remember all this information. I'll try to record it on a Google Doc or yeah, so to speak.
Well,
My
our
name is
time
Joshua,
is
by the way.
Joshua, your time is recorded in here for your government class, and I email your government teacher.
Okay.
Let them know.
Yeah, because yeah, I forgot my folder today.
Just a point of information, comments should be relevant to the agenda item that we're currently addressing, i.e. May's appointment to the board.
Okay, thanks, Chris, for the reminder.
Still muted? Okay, I'm muted. Okay. Oh wait, no.
All right. I see no other hands. So with that, why don't we go ahead and take our vote?
Okay, since we only have one person, this will be a yes or no. Christina Barbera,
Yes.
John Barbera,
Yes.
Vic Christensen, I, Adrian Fernandez,
Yes.
Cynthia Gagne,
She's saying yes. I guess she doesn't have a microphone.
Gwen Henry,
Yes.
Alonzo Jenkins,
Aye.
April Jones,
Yes.
Melanie Lebrecq,
Yes.
Kelly Miller,
Yes.
Kane Nicholas,
Yes.
Thomas Norman,
An enthusiastic yes.
Ray Regalado,
Yes.
Angela Sumner,
Yes.
Curtis Faye,
Yes.
and it is unanimous.
Very good. Congratulations, May. And
Congratulations.
Congratulations, May.
we will be looking forward to your participation.
Thank you so much.
We gotta have Daniel swear her in.
So that would be great. Daniel, are you prepared to swear her in?
I can
No.
get the information, but the question I have is, wouldn't it be better in person if possible? So then the delay between repeating after doesn't compete with each other, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, we can do that. I mean, if any objections from anyone? Our next in-person meeting?
None.
None.
Okay.
Can she participate this evening then, though? It delays her a little bit.
Yeah, Daniel, it doesn't seem like that should hinder her participation, right?
No, she can fully participate tonight. I believe the oath of office is more ceremonious, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't prevent anybody from participating.
Okay. Then we'll get you sworn in next time we meet in person. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to close out agenda item number 2 and jump into agenda item number 3, and that is general public comment on non-agenda items. So anyone who has their hands up or anyone would like to make a comment, please raise your hand. And I do see a couple of hands up. Excuse me. So let's start with the board. And that we'll start with Victor, and then John, then Melanie. And those are the hands I see up on the board, and then Lori will follow up. Okay, I'm seeing a few more. But Lori, we got your hand, so we'll get you in there. So Vic, you want to go ahead?
I don't know a lot of the details, but I recently saw something about the bridge being closed down on the 12th, I think it was. So if you cannot find anything with the specifics about it, possibly the 13th, but I know the 12th. Just be wary of that when you're going over that way, just in case you happen to catch it when it's closed.
Thank you for that. John.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we're doing Zoom tonight and possibly next month, but I don't feel that we should do Zoom the whole entire time of next year. Maybe just do 1 or 2 when it needs to be. We get out of it more when we see people and talk to people. They come and see us. And, being on Zoom like this, we got to let somebody in the attendees raise a hand and this and that. It's not the same. It isn't the same. If you want closeness and you want to get to know the stakeholders, we need to be there. We need to be in person and see this. And that's how I feel about Zoom. It's not trying to do anything, but it's not my cup of tea. And I have to do when I have to, but not to make it a full session, to have them on and off every year. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you, John. Melanie, you're next.
Yeah, I wanted to encourage everybody that in the community and the board that right now with a lot of our food pantries that are low and everything in the community, that if you can even do the smallest ripple effect to help people, someone on your street, someone in your community, someone around you, be aware and encourage people to give that extra hand up to the people in the community that need help, because there are a lot of people that are really hurting right now. And we really need to, as community volunteers, be aware of who those people are and try and help them. The other thing is, when I was looking back, I know something was said that we're supposed to do Zoom. We agreed to do Zoom twice a year, but we did Zoom in May and we are doing Zoom now. So that's the 2 for the year if we're going by fiscal year. So it wouldn't be necessary to do it in December. I think the quality that we get out of being in person, by having someone being able to approach you and engage with you in person, is far better than that we do, even if there is a larger participation of maximum turnout on Zoom. The quality of what we're doing is not as good. We aren't engaging, and that's our purpose as board members, is to engage with those stakeholders, to one-on-one with them, find out their needs and try and help them and mediate between them, not on Zoom. Zoom is interpersonal. It's not personal enough. And I just feel that as much as possible, we need to be in person at Peck Park.
Thank you, Melanie. Kelly, you're up next.
Well, Melanie kind of answered my question as to why we're even doing Zoom. I didn't realize that we had said we were going to do twice a year. I thought we voted against it completely. And I don't understand. This is a public neighborhood council meeting. We should be in the neighborhood, not at home in our pajamas. I mean, I'm in pajamas because I went to work that way. But I mean, I'm sorry. I just don't find this as effective. I don't find it engaging. It's boring to sit here like this and just be, it's ridiculous. I don't like it. And that's my opinion and I'm entitled to it. And I don't, like I said, I don't know. I'm glad Melanie answered as to why we were going to do. So I'm glad we did one other one already. So we're done and don't have to do this again. And then the other thing was, and I lost my train of thought. It was something about, food pantries. The schools are doing, I know 7th Street is doing a food drive until Friday. So if you guys know of anything or want to donate some stuff, you can also donate it to the schools. I think most of the schools in our area are doing food drives until Friday. So that's a good way of filling the pantries for different people. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. April, you're next.
Hi, I just had a couple updates. I wanted to ask a question too. So I've been following this group called Stay in LA, and they're trying to push, like basically cut the red tape for the film industry on the legislative side of things. And I've been volunteering with them, just kind of going to city council meetings too, and just learning the process. They've made a lot of leeway, but it's hard for me to articulate what's going on. So was thinking about bringing them into one of our board meetings to give an update about what's happening, because the numbers are insane and the trickle down effect. I mean, the film industry is closing down mom and pop shops. Like, it's a real big crisis in the film industry. And as someone who grew up in the film industry, it's, even though I'm indie, it's still a lot of my friends are being affected. So that's part of what I've been doing in the community, is kind of just reaching out to all these groups, like, how can I help? How can I help? So how would I go about, I guess, bringing them in for an update? I guess, I don't know if.
So let me hang on just a second. April, during public comment on non-agenda items. There's somewhat of a restriction that we don't have discussion about them. But
Oh, okay.
I'd be happy to give you, we can get together and talk about it, if that's okay.
Okay, so I guess my comment is, I'll probably ask them to come in or, for that. But I have another update on a particular issue that happened in San Pedro. There was a tag at the Channel Street Skate Park, and I spoke with Officer Valoni. It was a 12-year-old kid, and they had labeled it as a hate crime. And so that was a couple months ago. And recently, this woman reached out to me. She's a restorative justice, runs a restorative justice program. And so this kid is in the restorative justice program, and they basically want him to do community service, like cover up, which of course we did immediately. But I was chatting with her and I was like, how about we get the kid involved in some some real community, like cleanup or something, so we can show him what community is all about. So I'm just kind of chatting with her and the guys at the skate park to see if we can maybe do some sort of community event and just kind of so that's just kind of something we've been chatting about on how to navigate that and try to, show what real community's about. But that's
Okay,
pretty much it, guys.
thank you so much for that. Adrian, you're up.
Well, everybody said what I was gonna say, but again, I guess just the same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of. I think actually exactly for our next December meeting, like I would just ask that we just do it in person. I think I feel more connected to the community. We're doing it in person. You're able, people come, even though we don't get as many people, there's still people who come in and voice their opinion. I think what makes this council is that bedrooms. No, I love my bedroom. Being it doing neighborhood council business. Second thing is that as we all know, government shutdown. It would just kind of ask everybody here to take some time and volunteer in a family resource center. Urban is a great resource center in San Pedro. Full on food pantry that they give out to the community. And while you're there, also I'd like to encourage that some of the 97 students that are here, that there is an after school program there called College Corner that they can go ahead and participate in if they need help with job searching, resumes, and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. I see another hand up. Ray Regalado. I want to make a quick comment, and I think it's appropriate to say it because there was something that was said that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is the fact that for some of you people in a community, you might have seen no hate posters going up or lawn signs. The reason why there was a specific effort to get San Pedro these signs was because the Los Angeles County Human Relations Commission, who takes the statistics on hate crimes and hate incidents, San Pedro had one of the highest hate incidents numbers in Los Angeles County back in 2024. Now, incident versus a crime, two different things, but hate is something that we all deal with. So I would just like to promote the fact that if we can get our hands on some more of those San Pedro against hate, we should put them up because it makes a real big difference in our community. We've had many. We've had some high profile ones in the past few years. And I think it's appropriate for us to all kind of band together to make sure that people understand that San Pedro is not a hateful community. This community that we have here today, with all our attendees and all the people on the board, I think it's a testament as to just how community based and community centric we are, and it'd be a nice sign to be able to put something out there to show everyone this is how we are, and I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Oh, Kelly, you have a hand up, and we got to move on to the people who go to our tennis. So, quick comment.
I did get one. I have one of those signs in my front yard, and I've noticed more of them around. Who did we get those from, and where can we get more of them? Do you know?
LA County Human Relations. I can get more. That was the department I used to work for.
Okay. Yeah, because there's more and more coming up in my neighborhood, and I really, where I live, but I'm on coastal, but I can put them around the school too and pass them out to the school.
Okay.
Thank you.
We can talk later, and I'll find out what I can do to get that for you. All right. So let's move over to the attendees. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 attendee hands up. So we'll start off. I'm going from top to bottom, and Lori Jacobs.
Hi, good evening, board. First of all, welcome, May. I'm a lifetime Girl Scout. Look forward to working with you. And I want to take a moment to thank Alonzo, who's been one of the most involved youth reps that we've ever had on this board. And he's still here. We can't get rid of him. Oh, I look forward to that. As far as food pantries, I'm working with Melanie. Today I attended a meeting for the South Bay. It's called Food Insecurity Task Force. And we're putting together a list of all the local food pantries, plus places where people can donate food and what kind of donations they want. We hope to have this list done by the end of this week. Okay, just wanted to let you know that. And then I'm going to put in my 2 cents about, please stop having these virtual meetings. Do you know how unfun it is for me to try and give a report to, at least I will say this, you all have your computers on. So I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at a blank screen, but you're looking at a blank screen. For me, it's a good picture, but I want to meet in person. I want to interact with people. So I think it's pretty obvious here from the consensus that most people do not want to have virtual meetings. So I hope in December, I'll be able to meet May in person. Oh, wait, I won't be at the December meeting. I'll be in Mexico, but I will meet you, May. And last thing is, when you do have a virtual meeting, you need to publicize it. People did not know everywhere. You need to find every way possible to put out advance notice. Maybe the secretary of the board can send out notices and get this published in all the different ways that you could reach people. But look forward to a good meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lori. Next person is Steve Brosnan.
Yes, hi. My name is Steve Brosnan. I'm a longtime resident of Northwest. I would like to raise a concern about public safety regarding the increasing use of e-bikes, e-scooters, and so on public streets, sidewalks, and parks. I've personally observed several events that concern me as a person who frequently walks and drives in the neighborhood. These motor vehicles are quite silent and are alarming when encountering one that's approaching from the rear. Also, I've seen them blow right through the stop sign at a high speed. Another example, just yesterday, young guys were going up and down the grass hills in Averill Park, jumping the pathway at high speeds. In addition, I've heard secondhand that emergency room visits have markedly increased with injuries resulting from them. If regulations don't already exist to cover this, then I think there should be. Perhaps there could be age restrictions or education requirements, whatever. Please consider this issue and perhaps elevate it to the city council. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we'll have Alan Franz.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the Neighborhood Council and thanks to any of you and on the council or beyond who are veterans as we approach tomorrow's Veterans Day observations. I would like to thank members of the community who joined us in our volunteer day at Peck Park, where this august council generally meets, and hopefully will again next month. But we had a couple dozen volunteers out there working on enhancing the park. For May and other students in particular who may be looking for volunteer opportunities and or community service, we have an organization called Friends of Friendship Park that tries to make the park more attractive and get more people to use it. So for example, next week on Wednesday, we have an exercise walk at 9 o'clock in the morning, which may be a bad time for students. But on Saturday at 9 o'clock, we also have a nature walk. Saturday the 22nd, that'll be both the walks start from the back of the parking lot by the Propo sign. And we welcome anybody for those. On December the 6th, off on the remote haze, the future, we have another volunteer event with the Friends of Friendship Park doing maintenance on a native plant garden near the intersection of Elberon and Walker on the south side of the park. And if anybody would be interested, that's again Saturday, December the 6th at the Elberon and Walker access to the park. And we would welcome volunteers or people interested in fulfilling community service hours. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ellen. And let's see. I see Luis Garcia.
Hello, my name is Luis Garcia, and on the topic of helping people, like, food can drive, I wanted to speak to you guys about a blanket drive that's happening at San Pedro High School. The JRC is having a blanket drive. It will end on Friday, though. But if you guys have time, pass by to quickly drop stuff off if you guys have any blankets or any clothes that you guys don't use anymore. Just wanted to let you guys know.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
Okay. I don't see any other hands up, so Daniel. Oh, wait. Luis? Okay. I'm sorry. My screen shows two people real close together. Okay, we're out of no more hands up, so we'll close out general public comment, non-agenda items, and move on to our homelessness liaison report, item number 4. Lori?
Ray, before we proceed, do we not have an agenda to put up on the screen tonight? And the information that we're sharing as far as promotions and things like that?
Vic, are we able to put that up?
Yep, hang on.
Thanks.
In that case, did you want to pull up my report?
Let's see. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, board. So registration has opened up for the 2026 homeless count, and I've been promoting it on social media. I hope that you will consider signing up. There's no experience needed. I have the link in my report, and the report's posted on our website, so you can click on that link. You don't have to do the count in San Pedro. You can do it anywhere that you would like to. I'll keep pushing for that. At the last meeting, I was asked several questions, one of which was on what is being done for prevention on homelessness. So I have several listings here to answer that question. First of all, the California Policy Lab. Okay, they have a prevention tool. Again, there's a link here, and they work with all the local agencies. And what they do is create predictive analytics. And I know I've shared this before about how they take information to try and identify ahead of time high risk people at a high risk of becoming homeless. And I'm not going to go in great detail. You can click on the link for California Policy Lab. And also there's a report on their early outcomes on how they've been able to help people. Okay, they give them some a hand up before they reach that point. It's pretty interesting information. The next one is the county has created what they're calling a homeless prevention and support programs resource guide. It's quite lengthy. If I remember, it was like 50 pages or so. So again, I have a link to that guide, and they have everything from eviction information, food assistance, move-in, rental, case management, all the things that you would think you would need to look at when considering how can we prevent homelessness. So if the people that had questions on this, look at that guide. And if you have questions, you can email me and I'll see if I can get answers for you. Next page. Okay, I'm recommending considering one file this month, and thank you to Melanie for considering the files I suggested last month. So again, this one's related to prevention, 25-1153. And basically there's a lot of funding cuts, as we all know. And some of these are going to affect the Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention Program, which is called HHAP. And their funding is very limited. It's going to get worse. And so this motion is an overview of all the programs that are currently funded by the HHAP funding. Okay, analyzing the program and a matrix on identifying opportunities for possibly consolidating some of their programs, streamlining, things like that, and identifying what would fall under the jurisdiction of possibly other government agencies that we could kind of transfer the responsibility. So I don't know what committee would like to look at that, but right now it's just asking for a report on this. So I would recommend that. Next, I have a link to Cal Matters, which is a nonprofit newsroom devoted solely to covering issues in California. I've checked it out. It seems to be a pretty reputable source. And they are posting the concern about so many people returning to homelessness as the federal government is not only cutting funding, but they really are planning to disinvest from permanent housing. They've talked about shutting down HUD. So there's a lot of information in here. I've put a couple of paragraphs from their page, but basically they're saying with only such a severe cut, 30% of federal homeless funds would be available, only 30% would be available for permanent housing, down from the current rate of 87%. And so that means the money available for permanent housing will shrink from 3.3 billion down to 1.1 billion. It's just a huge cut among all the other things that are being cut. You could scroll down. Thanks, Vic. So the other question I was asked at the last meeting, which has now come up now, is on food distribution and humanitarian efforts. So I've broken down to different levels. I have, first of all, at the very beginning is the LA Food Bank, okay, which is a food bank pantry locator, but only if if the organization is working with the LA Food Bank. It's quite comprehensive, so you can take a look at it. It's got a map of your area, but I'm looking at with this new food insecurity task force, what are more local organizations and what we could do. So on the federal level, I probably don't need to tell you what's going on with SNAP. Of course, it depends on what hour you ask about it. And I wanted people to understand, you hear about SNAP and you hear about CalFresh. to make sure that we understand. So SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is federal food aid. Okay. Now, to my knowledge, people who have these did receive their payment in November. Governor Newsom released what he called Operation Feed California. Now, Cal Fresh is the name of the SNAP program in California. So sometimes people use those interchangeably. I just wanted you to understand what they are. So at the state level, the governor is asking what you've already heard tonight's meeting: volunteer your time, find a local food bank, start or support a local school or campus pantry, donate resources, donate your time for distribution, support a neighbor, organize a meal train or grocery delivery in your neighborhood. And on top of these problems, as we've talked before, with immigration issues, you have people who are afraid to even go to a food pantry. So there are some programs that will deliver to people's homes because of the immigration issues. So again, I'm working on that master list to get out to you. And Melanie and I are planning on having a flyer available at the winter events that the Outreach Committee is organizing at Candy Cane Lane and Winter Wonderland, because even though we may post it online and through social media, a lot of times the people that need this the most aren't online. And so I think there's a good chance people might come by our booth, especially at Candy Cane Lane, and we'll make a poster that says, ask us about food distribution programs, and have something to hand out to people. So I think that'll be great. LA County, I've got a list of what they're doing. You know, these programs are rolling out at a rapid rate. Okay. And this is great. And this is the one thing I will say: in some really dark days, I'm seeing some beautiful, amazing humanitarian efforts that cross political lines. Okay. Being hungry is not a political issue. And I just love watching everybody come together in trying to help our friends in need. And obviously people experiencing homelessness already have food insecurity issues. So thank you to anybody for any assistance you're doing to help our neighbors in need. And as soon as Melanie and I have that list together, we'll send it out to everyone. So that is this month's report.
Thank you, Lori. Let's go ahead and take questions on this agenda item. And I see Melanie's hand up. Melanie?
Yeah, I'm honored to be working with Lori on this. This is something that really is deep in my heart with all of this, because so many people from, like Lori said, across so many lines are affected by this. I anticipated this need like 2 months ago and started a private group on Facebook that I invited a lot of people to help start putting resources in there for a lot of where food is available and where resources are available, to start pulling together a lot of stuff. And then I started to see how it was growing and becoming a bigger problem. And so I'm just thankful with Lori's knowledge and working together to really pull this together and try and get this off the ground, going, and doing some personal things that I'm doing too on the side. So I'm excited for this.
Thank you, Melanie. And let me add that if we should get so lucky and SNAP federal funds are reinstated, we're still going to have this need. Due to the high cost of insurance, inflation, everything else, there's still going to be this problem. So I want to see this not be a one-hit wonder, that we continue to do these type of programs.
Thank you for that. I don't see any hands up here around our board. So let's go to the attendees. And Ishmael, I see your hand up.
Yes, so I just need to join the college.
I'm sorry, can you state that one more time, Ishmael?
I was saying that I had to join the college when I download this Google Doc.
Okay,
If that's a question on my report, I don't understand.
Yeah, but usually it's kind of been on mute though.
Yeah, you know, Ishmael, we're having a difficult time understanding what the question is at this point. Do you think perhaps maybe Lori, could you go offline with Ishmael after the meeting or tomorrow and find out what his question is?
I haven't heard any question related to homelessness or the food banks. I don't.
And it's under this particular agenda item. I'm going to assume that's what it's about. If not, then please refer him back to one of us and we'll hook him up once we get clarity.
But I'm just saying that the North San Pedro neighborhood Carlson, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Is this our project?
If your question is if this is a project for the colleges also, am I close? Ishmael?
Yeah.
Lori, perhaps maybe you can talk to him about what efforts are in and around colleges or what opportunities.
My email address is on the report. You're welcome to send me an email, Ishmael, and we'll see what we can do.
But where's your email though?
It's on the report that's on our website.
The report is attached to our agenda as some of the supporting documents. And it's right at the top of the report. Her email address is there, Ishmael.
On the Google Doc?
On the homelessness liaison report.
Gmail?
If you could note that it's actually right there in the top right corner of the document that's being shared.
Okay.
Can you see that on your screen? It's pedrolori@yahoo.com.
Pedro Lori. It's not in the Gmail.
No, at yahoo.com.
Google.com.
Yahoo.com.
Yahoo. In the drive. It's not even there.
So I'm going to go back to my suggestion. If you will pull up the document, you will see her email on the document and supporting documents for this meeting. Could you do that for us, Ishmael?
Where's the document?
Are you able to go under NC San Pedro? I'm sorry, North. Holy mackerel! This is
NWSanPedro.org.
Yeah. NWSanPedro.org. If you go there, you will see the agenda. You can pull up the agenda and the supporting documents for this.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to have to move on to the next question here. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Joshua? I hope I'm saying that right.
It's Joshua. Oh, yeah.
Joshua, okay.
Wait. Oh, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay. So I have a question. Where will these documents go to unless I will give you my email so that way you can email me these, these documents and these agendas that you've been talking about. So that way I can just work on doing because I'm working on a Google Doc right now since I don't have my folder, but I'll fill in the agenda once I get my folder. So
all of this is available on the Northwest website, right? It should be all posted today,
Yes,
right?
it's there. Yeah.
This is all on
Website?
Northwest, yeah.
Northwest, what?
San
It's
Pedro.
nwsanpedro.org.
You can get copies of everything, the agendas, everything.
Okay, remind me what the site is again. Let me add it to my bookmarks.
It's NW
NW,
.org.
NW.org.
No, nwsanpedro.org.
NWSanPedro.org?
You got it.
Okay. Wait, so nw.sanpedro.org?
No.
No. Okay,
NW.
okay, sanpedro.org.
.org.
Okay. I'm just clicking the link so it's oh, got it. Thank you.
All right.
I'll keep in touch with this. Perfect.
Terrific. Thank you. I see no other hands, so we're going to close out this agenda item.
Thank you.
Lori, for your report, as always, very informative. We're going to move on to agenda item number 5, and that's elected governmental and public safety representatives. I did a quick scan of the people attending, and I did see Jocelyn's name from the mayor's office. Jocelyn, if you there you go. Do you have anything to report this time around? If so, can we give her an opportunity?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi, board members. Good evening. Hopefully we can see each other in person at the next meeting. In person is always preferred on my end, but I'm glad to be here on Zoom with you all and be able to just share a few updates from our office. Firstly, did just want to share that the mayor was over at the West LA Neighborhood Council Summit over the weekend on Saturday. The mayor loved it. I'm not sure if there's one already on the books for the harbor, but definitely if it's not, I do encourage it. She really did enjoy it a lot. We had a very good, fruitful discussion with the board members at the event. So just wanted to share that. Also, wanted to also shout out our Family Source Center, Toberman. I did hear someone shouting them out earlier, but just wanted to also just kind of elevate that and echo everything that was said. We all know the situation that many of our Angelinos, many of our friends, and possibly even family, the stress that they're under with everything going on under this current administration. So the mayor did, as a response, activate some food banks across the city. Many of them, our family source centers were already doing, but we're definitely trying to push even further to just make sure that we're meeting the needs of our Angelinos. So I encourage you to look up the information. I think we posted on our social media a list of the different food banks that we have in the city of Los Angeles. And I know the county has been doing a really great job of posting their list of sites across the county, which are many more as well. And I see a lot of the supervisors holding their own events to help distribute food as well. So I do encourage you to look into those and help share as much as possible to reach the people that need it most. Also wanted to highlight, I know we have a very strong animal lover community here in the harbor, so did want to just share this update with you all. The mayor last week did announce a new initiative on animal welfare. This is specific to the Skid Row community. We will be looking into some investigations of animal cruelty that have been elevated to us. This has been months in the making. Currently, the way that, animal welfare investigations are seen is that they're essentially seen as property. So it's kind of under like the property use. So we're actually trying to see pilot a program where we actually investigate them as separate from property. So this is a pilot program. Depending on how it goes, we will look into doing it citywide. But just wanted to share that as well. As far as homelessness goes, Lori already did an incredible job there. I will actually be your site lead for the San Pedro site for the PIC count, the annual homelessness count. So you will hopefully get more information from me on how to sign up for that. But yeah, excited to be the site lead again this year. And do encourage you all to participate and volunteer if you haven't in the past. I do encourage you to do it. And if you have done it already, please share that information with others. We can always use more volunteers to just get people more involved around homelessness. I just wanted to share that. As far as Insight Save goes, we've been able to now complete over 100. I think we're past the 110 mark, but we're definitely over the 100 mark as far as the number of Insight Safe operations. We have now reached the 5,000 mark of number of people that we've been able to move inside, and nearly 2,000 people who are now housed permanently through that initiative. And we definitely have some challenging times ahead of us. But the mayor remains committed to facing the homelessness crisis in our city head on and making sure that we are bringing people inside safe. And then last week, for my Dodger fans here, congratulations on another championship win, back-to-back World Series wins, which is incredible. Our emergency operations center was activated at a level 2 to ensure that we had the proper public transit precautions, traffic precautions, public safety precautions in place to make sure that we were able to accommodate the thousands and tens of thousands of Angelinos that came downtown for the celebratory parade that we had on Monday. And also, what else do I have? We did host our local business owners and entrepreneur sports and entertainment procurement summit late October, ensuring that we are reaching business owners across the city to make sure that they are ready for city contracts if they are interested to do city contracts as we prepare for the Olympics. We know we have millions of dollars coming to our city. We want to make sure that our small business owners are able to capture that and we are able to invest in our communities during the Olympics. So happy to report that as well. And I think, oh, yes. And then the mayor, many of you probably already saw this. It's been a couple of weeks now, but the mayor did appoint Jaime Moore as the new LAFD fire chief. He is the second Latino to lead the department, will be the second Latino to lead the department and the first Spanish speaker to lead the department, which is very exciting. So he has not been confirmed yet, but we are definitely working very diligently to get him confirmed as soon as possible. He will be leading the department, ensuring that we are have the proper staff in place and have the proper procedures and plans in place should we face an emergency. So he is definitely tasked with a huge responsibility, and we look forward to working very closely with him. And then also Shine LA, we had a very successful, and we continue to have very successful Shine LA events. We will be having another Shine LA event in our district over at Athens on the Hill in the Harbor Gateway North area. So I do encourage you all to sign up. If we will be sending over a text blast. Many of you probably get those. If not, you probably get a phone call from us. I'll probably send out the flyer tomorrow. But do encourage you to just participate, come out, join your Angelinos, your neighbors to just beautify our city and come together. We're going to be giving out some trees, or you can adopt a tree, order a tree to take home. And we'll also have a mini resource fair. We'll have LA Sanitation, 311, LA DOT, and many more city services there to help share information. And yeah, that is all on my end, unless there's any questions.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Any questions for our mayor's rep? Okay, Adrian, I see your hand up, and also I see King's hand up. So we'll start off with Adrian. I did see your hand up. Were you there?
That's a quick question. Thank you for the report, Jocelyn. Always good as always. I just have two quick questions. I might have missed it, I might have not. When was the last time there was an inside safe operation in San Pedro, but not specifically the harbor area?
So as far as San Pedro, we have not had an inside safe operation. The last inside safe operation we had in our district, which was in Harbor City, I want to say was either early October or late September of this year. We were able to do an RV operation. As far as, so if you do have a location in San Pedro that you would like to see an inside safe operation at, we encourage you to contact the council office, because we actually choose our locations based off their priorities. And of course, the availability of beds and all those other things. But because they are more on the ground and are very familiar with their communities, we do kind of let them take the lead as far as where they would like to see an inside safe operation in their district.
And then the second one I had into manager hiring. It's great that the mayor hired the chief. There's two other departments: Department of Aging and Department of Economic Workforce Development. Is the mayor seeking to hire any new general managers for those positions? I know there's a consolidation going on, but I just wanted to again to see what's those general managers,
Yeah,
particularly aging.
that's a great question. As far as I am aware, as of right now, I don't think so, because they are consolidating them. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but it's my guess that it will be under one general manager. But that consolidation is going to, is going to be over a long period of time before it's complete. But as of right now, I'm not aware that they are looking for new general managers.
Because I know the CREDA the committee from City Council had their hearing on Friday. I didn't listen to it a bit, but some discussion maybe keeping economic workforce development as a standalone. That was a discussion that came out of it, but I just wanted to check in for that. But thank you so much. A good report. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Kane, did you have a question?
I did. It was a basic question around finding these types of updates in a newsletter or a website or social media, because it's a lot of great stuff.
Thank you. That's a great question. We used to have a newsletter, but unfortunately, the mastermind behind that is now over at a different team, so we lost that talent, and I'm not that well versed on newsletter making. But I do encourage everyone, if you are interested in these updates, you can always find them at mayor.lacity.gov/press. So if you go to the mayor's website, at the top bar, you'll see press room. Click on that, and then you'll literally see all of our press releases. Also, you can always email me at jocelyn.dominguez@lacity.org, and I can add you to my emailing list, because I do send an email blast to my newsletter list or email list every time we have a press release, so that you also get these as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for that. Lori, we'll go to attendees. Lori has her hand up.
I just wanted to say, you can subscribe. Okay, if you go to the mayor's site, you can subscribe to receive emails. I get all of the mayor's updates automatically emailed to me, as well as Jocelyn's reports. So it's very easy to subscribe, and then you don't have to search for it. It comes to you. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks.
Thank you, Lori. Jocelyn, I just want to kind of highlight something that I know I've done a few years now, and I've done it with great neighborhood council partners, Lori and John. And that's actually doing the homeless count. I'll tell you, it's a difficult job to do in the respect that you're out there at night, you're actually counting in a geographic area. But the other thing too is you walk away feeling that you've really done something for your community and you've really done something for others by this count. So I just want to highlight the heavy duty work that is being done by our community, by the mayor's leadership to be able to do something like this and see if we can get more and more people from our neighborhood council, from our community to participate. Because it is an extremely worthwhile effort to do. So thank you for all that.
Thank you, Ray.
So I don't see any other hands up. I think we'll go and move on. I'm not exactly sure if we have any other elected or governmental agencies respected. Oh, Drew. Okay, God, I was looking and I didn't. I missed your name. Good, Drew. Thank you for being here.
Hi. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. I guess you could just be honest and be like, Jocelyn was so great. It was good enough for us. I'm going to try to be really quick tonight. So the Interfaith Thanksgiving service, which is held annually, hosted by the San Pedro Interfaith Consortium, will be hosted tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 p.m. at Temple Bethel. We look forward to seeing everyone there. The councilman will be there too. On Saturday, December 6th from 4 to 8 p.m. will be the Holidays by the Sea with the tree lighting. It's going to be in the front of the Maritime Museum at the end of 6th Street in that circle there by the waterfront. There's going to be a snow sled hosted by the councilman, community vendors. The aquarium's going to be there. You guys are going to be there. We're going to have like a fun time. So we look forward to seeing you. And we're also looking for volunteers to help push kids down the slide. So if you're interested in volunteering to help push kids down the snow sleds, you can reach out to me, especially for the students. I'll give you government service hours. The email address is drew, D-R-E-W, .leach, L-E-A-C-H, at L-A City, it's LACITY.org. And in the subject, put Winter Wonderland, sledding, something like that. I received a call today from Melanie regarding vector control at the groundwater situation at Capitol in front of Target. I did speak with vector control today. October 16th was the last inspection. At that time, breeding was not observed, but they usually check the site every 15 days. And a supervisor will be returning to check it out and they'll keep me posted. So I'll let you know. Through our investigation into 4118 zones, we did discover that Harbor Highlands and Peck Park are both 4118 zones and they lack signage. So we're looking at what it will take to get signage installed in both locations. In Paraiso and Battery area, no parking from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. signs were installed today along Paraiso, Battery, and Basin Streets. This means that when there's enforcement, vehicles that are there overnight will get ticketed and or towed. And let's see, Harbor Animal Shelter. So a few months ago, or maybe like a month ago, the councilman went to go visit the shelter impromptu, unannounced. And because there was a lack of staff and the supervisor was there, he was not permitted to enter areas where it's personnel only. And so he filed a motion in council that requested a report from Animal Services on the protocols of elected officials and their staff coming and visiting the shelter. They responded with their report this week, and I'll just read a brief excerpt of that. There have been questions regarding whether council members and their staff are required to schedule appointments or obtain special permission to visit Department of Animal Services shelter locations, even when accompanied by department personnel. While staff and customer safety are of the utmost importance, unclear and burdensome procedures for requesting and gaining access may hinder effective oversight. Therefore, all requests for access to non-public areas must be submitted at least 48 hours in advance to the general manager or their designee. For requests received less than 48 hours in advance of the visit, The general manager or their designee may grant access if circumstances allow, for example, staff resources and visitor safety. The Department of Animal Services is fully committed to accommodating city officials and their staff wishing to visit any of the facilities. The aforementioned policy and procedures were established to ensure the safety and security for all visitors, staff, and animals, as well as to maintain operational efficiency. And if you'd like to look at the council file, it is CF 25-1253. And a couple more things. I know that somebody brought up the issue of e-bikes. It is absolutely a concern. We hear it a lot from our neighbors in different areas of town. We've reached out to State Senator Laura Richardson's office to talk about regulation of these e-bikes. They have pressed it at the state level, to which the DMV said there are just too many e-bikes on the road for us to effectively regulate them, and they have declined to regulate them at this time. So I recommend that if you would like to see regulation of e-bikes, reach out to your state representatives' offices. They need to hear it so they can push it at the state level, since it would be the State Department of Motor and Vehicles that would be regulating that. So if you live above Gaffey, your state assembly member is Al Marisucci. If you live below Gaffey, it would be Assembly Member Mike Gibson, and your state senator is Laura Richardson. And I also heard questions about Caltrans and their closures. And so I actually received an email today that I am looking for. And so once I find that, I'll let you know what that is. But if you have any questions while I'm looking for that email, you can go ahead and let me know.
Okay, Drew, thank you so much for that. I see a hand up from the board side, and that is from Adrian. Adrian, go ahead.
Thanks, Drew. Quick question. When often are those enforcements?
I'm sorry, you
Around-
cut out. Can you repeat that?
When are those enforced? Can you hear me?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately, you're cutting out like every other word.
Yeah, you're cutting out, Adrian.
I'll text you.
All right, thank you.
Uh,
I did find that email, so I could read that real quick.
okay.
So here's
ahead.
the schedule. Here's the schedule of closures for the next week. November 12th, during the day, between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m., one lane closed in each direction, and the North Barn Harbor Boulevard ramp will be closed. November 14th, during the day, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and one lane will be closed in each direction. The northbound Harbor Boulevard ramp will be closed. November 13th, overnight, from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., a single northbound lane closure. And then November 14th, overnight, from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., full southbound closure, detour via State Route 1. I can forward this if you let me know who to send it to.
Great. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and send it to me, and I'll make sure that we get it posted.
Okay, sounds good. Now it's just listed in an email, so as a result, you won't be able to just you'll have to copy and paste the information.
That's fine. We'll do it.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Let's see. No other hands from the. Oh wait, yeah, I think I did see.
There's one in attendees, and Victor is waving his hands frantically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vic?
I don't have a raise hand feature apparently when I'm sharing, unless it's hiding some.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I had a question for Drew. Now that SB 707 has been passed, the next step is for the council to do their part before the neighborhood councils can vote again to continue the remote meeting or the virtual meetings for everybody, the committees, board, whatever it is. What is the status of the LA City Council's working on that to authorize that so the neighborhood councils can do their part?
Well, the key changes aren't slated to take effect until July 1st of 2026. If you want to know what's happening before then, you can reach out to me and I'll connect you with our legislative team. My email address is drew.leach, Leach, at lacity.org.
Well, except that SB 411 sunsets at the end of this calendar year, so that's 6 months of not being able to even work on it.
Feel free to send me an email and I'll connect you with our legislative team.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I had an answer for you. I don't. I'm the San Pedro deputy, so I deal with all things local that we need within our community, not including legislation. We have a legislative team that handles that up at City Hall.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to take this opportunity, Drew, to maybe mention something to you. Perhaps there's something that can be done, perhaps not. Maybe there's another avenue. I was caught up in a horrendous traffic jam on Harbor as the northbound Harbor direction narrows to one lane, and yet we had two cruise ships at the harbor. And it literally took me over 40 minutes to get from 7th Street to the entrance to the cruise ship area, which is right off the freeway exit there. I'm wondering if there's maybe conversations with the cruise lines or with the port so that they can get good, effective traffic management people out there. They did have a couple of their officers out there trying to direct traffic, but like I said, it was just horrendous. There was traffic coming in from all different directions. I don't know if that's something that we can do, but I could see there was quite a few people who were getting very, very anxious, making illegal U-turns, cutting each other off, things like that. And I think it's a problem that's going to get worse, perhaps when we have these conditions.
Do you know if the traffic was all passenger vehicles or was it trucks mostly?
Passenger vehicles, because they were all trying to get in and out of the cruise line. But you had people coming off the freeway. You had people coming down O'Farrell. There was a long line up on O'Farrell. They were trying to navigate past the problem and things like that. It was really terrible. Like I said, I think 45 minutes to get from the cruise line entrance.
What day did this happen? Because I can make an inquiry to the port. Oh, it was today?
It was today, yeah.
In the afternoon or morning?
Afternoon.
Okay, so I can make an inquiry to the port. Sometimes when I reach out with specific days and times, they're able to pinpoint that there was like an actual incident that occurred that caused this. And so I'll reach out and find out regarding this afternoon if there was an issue. But I think in general, it would be wise to make an inquiry. You know how you can send us letters? To send a letter to the port so they can respond to you as a council, in addition to me talking to them.
Sounds good. We'll definitely look into that. And could I also, on another subject, we spoke about the Harbor animal shelter. We have a very passionate individual who is our animal shelter liaison, and I'm wondering if there is an opportunity for her, should she choose, to be able to go and take a look at it as a representative of the neighborhood council. I know there was, the getting the council member to be able to do it, but I'm wondering if that could also be extended to a neighborhood council representative to be able to do that, because we do have very, very much people who are interested in the welfare of our animals, and knowing that our animal shelters are overcrowded, being more aware we might be able to do something to help alleviate that or address that.
Right. So the councilman and I did end up going last week to the animal shelter, and we got our tour and we got to visit all areas. There wasn't any area that we couldn't go visit and that we didn't go visit. It was immaculate, probably because they knew that we were coming, which was
Yeah.
great because they knew that we were, and they clean. But the thing is, I don't know if it's like that all the time because you hear one thing from the activists, and then when we go, we see a different reality. So what we know is what we see, and what we saw there was a staff that works to keep things as best as they can for the animals that are not always appreciated by the community. So I know that that weighs on their morale when you have, people yelling at you to do, all the time, but it's kind of part of the work. But that being said, I will ask if that report extends to neighborhood council members. If it does, then I will let you know. And if it doesn't, I will also let you know.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Mhm.
Let me see. Any other? Okay, Gwen, I see your hand up.
Well, actually, Ray, I wanted to follow up with both of those items. In regards, Drew, I'll try to get you the date, but I noticed going from Long Beach to San Pedro, and in the other direction, there was a tremendous amount of traffic on the side streets, Anaheim and that kind of thing. It's kind of a harbinger of what's going to come with the bridge closure because I tried to figure out what it was. So there's two things. Again, Caltrans is not being very accurate with their closure times and dates. There is a Facebook announcements going on all the time and they're being shared, but I find out from people who drive during those times that the bridge was actually open. So there, and then the signs, the flashing signs say something completely different. And I've been kind of keeping an eye on that all for the last 2 weeks, which is kind of, and I'm not sure if there's something going on.
Sorry, yeah,
So,
no, my daughter came up to talk to me.
Okay. And then, but I'll give you the date and the time when I can think about it. But there was an accident that occurred, and it had blocked all of the lanes going in 2 directions. But what it did was just completely slam everything. And I think it was also, I thought it was about the bridge closure. Which might have been happening. We avoided the bridge because there was supposed to be a bridge closure, but I find out it was actually open. So I don't know. It's one of those things where we really need accurate information from Caltrans. Those signs are still not being utilized in a very accurate way. There still are October dates on some of those signs today. So that's a bit of frustration. And then in regards to the animal shelter and the commission, so yeah, our representative is really eager to do that. We were hoping to start actually, we wanted to reach out and as an entity and possibly have suggest things like an advisory committee that is community-based, that is actually, based on coming up with solutions and ideas and not so much reactive. But I think that the animal shelter system could benefit from an advisory group that above and beyond the commission. To actually come up with ideas and solutions that perhaps the neighborhood councils can participate in as far as outreach and spreading news and things like that. There's a lot of opportunities that seem to be missed that we all see, and it would be great to put it into action, possibly develop motions out of it in order to improve a lot of things that aren't working.
Well, feel free to go ahead and shoot me an email and I can get you connected with their new volunteer coordinator. So she would probably work with you if you wanted to start something like that specifically for the harbor shelter. If you're talking citywide, then that's a different beast and I'd have to see who I should connect you with on that one.
Well, if you hang out long enough, we have an item regarding that. So that's
I will do my best. Part of the problem of these Zoom meetings is that when you're home and you have little children, they climb all over you and leave you, and it's hard to keep them away. So I'll probably hop off after I'm done with.
It'll be in the public safety committee. So when you see Melanie,
Okay.
it'll be the first item.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Mhm.
Okay, Chris.
Thanks. Hi, Drew. The language that you quoted from was this like I guess what I'm asking is this an illustration or some sort of a elaboration on their existing policy? Is it something that they wrote in response to this encounter with the council member, or like where were they before, and how does that explain why he was turned away at that moment in question?
So they claimed that it was because of the absence of a supervisor on site, because he went on a Sunday.
Okay.
And so they claimed that because there wasn't a supervisor on site, there wasn't anyone to give the authorization to bring a non-shelter staff member into areas where unauthorized people are not allowed.
Okay, and is that consistent? Like, is there any way to know if that's consistent with what they said in the past, or is that something they just did they sort of reverse engineer that?
So up until now, there really wasn't a clear and consistent policy. And so that's why the councilman put forth a motion to establish a clear and consistent policy or get their clear and consistent policy. And so what I read was language from the report that they submitted in response to his motion. And that council file, you can actually go on the clerk website and read it. I just read 3 paragraphs out of 2 pages. So there's much, much more that's there. But once again, that council file is CF 25-1253. It's the Animal Services report back to the councilman.
Thank you.
Okay, Kelly.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank Drew. You're always succinct and matter of fact, and you give good information and you give us how to get information. And I just wanted to tell you I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Kelly, you make a very good point. We don't thank our elected representatives, people like Drew, who gets really involved and does a terrific job. Jocelyn, terrific job. Even our law enforcement individuals come in, tell us what it's like, what it is. And so, Drew, thank you for all the work that you do. I know sometimes it's thankless, but definitely, Kelly, thank you for reminding us to thank people like Drew and others who do this really difficult job. So, Drew, thank you from all of us from Northwest.
Thank you.
I do not see any other hands up. So with that, okay, I just saw a hand pop up from the attendees. Ishmael?
Okay, so what I totally forgot about the days. Can you just repeat the field trips of the dates so I can go there?
Oh, yeah. So there's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., there's an interfaith service at Temple Bethel in San Pedro. And then on Saturday, December 6th, from 4 to 8 p.m., there's a Winter Wonderland celebration at 6th and Harbor, also in San Pedro.
Can you just repeat that again with my note? It's right here.
Saturday, December 6th, from 4 to 8 p.m. at 6th Street and Harbor. It's a Winter Wonderland. And then tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Temple Bethel in San Pedro, an interfaith Thanksgiving service.
San Pedro Temple Bethel.
Temple Bethel.
7 p.m. at Tuesday.
7 p.m. Tuesday, and then the Winter Wonderland.
Yeah. Which
What?
number?
I'm sorry, which number what?
The number of Tuesday.
That would be tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
The 11th. The 11th.
The 11th, 7 p.m. Temple Bear, Tuesday, tomorrow. And next?
Saturday, December 6th, from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m.
Saturday,
December 6th.
December 6th.
From 4 to 8 p.m.
4 to
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
at 6th Street and Harbor Boulevard.
6th Street
and Harbor Boulevard.
And
Harbor Boulevard.
Boulevard.
And that's it. I don't have any other dates for you.
Any more dates?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Isabel Rodriguez. Isabel?
Looks like the hand was lowered.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and close out this agenda item.
Oh, I do see Officer Valoni in the attendees.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's scroll down.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Drew.
Isabel's got her hand up.
All right. Okay.
Isabel, you're up.
Hi, I was wondering about the Winter Wonderland.
Yes.
I went last year and I seen that we had vendors there.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering how you choose those vendors and where they come from.
It's from the Port of LA. They reach out to the Port's special events department. Typically, vendors that are selling things have to pay $100 to be there, but community vendors, like, for example, the book club, the Marine Aquarium, the neighborhood councils are there for free, and they're offering activities for children.
Oh, okay. And how do you reach out to would you say the harbor?
You can go ahead and send me an email and I'll get you connected. Drew.leach, Leach, at lacity.org.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks.
Officer Maloney, are you anywhere in sight there? I don't.
Yes, can you hear me?
There you are. Yep.
All right, I hung on this long. Please don't go to the next agenda item. But okay, so to go over some of the crime stats, we do have an increase in robberies from 2 to 5. So this compares the month of September to October. Our aggravated assaults are the same. Burglaries, we do see a decrease. Our motor vehicle thefts, we do see a decrease, and theft for motor vehicles, we see a decrease, and thefts, we do have an increase due to some of our big retail stores. So year to date, comparing this year, 2025 to last year, 2024, we do have a overall in all crime for Northwest San Pedro, a 10% decrease in crime. So then to go over some other stuff, I know that the South American theft gang or group is hitting the San Pedro area. Specifically, we did have one hit the Northwest San Pedro area, and then I think it was about 5 that hit the South Shores area. So we do have a lot of resources that are being dedicated and deployed and collaborating with other law enforcement agencies that surround the city of Los Angeles. And we're also working with the FBI due to them being international and going all around the United States. I just side bit talking to the detective. Basically, they work in this group. They go from city to city to city, and they move in a different pattern all across the United States. This was an issue a few years ago. So now this reopening of this group and the burglaries and stuff like that is them. Basically, they're back in town. But we do, like I said, we do have a lot of resources deployed. And that's pretty much all I know about that, because obviously I can't speak on like any undercover surveillance and stuff like that. So it's all information I do have for that. Events. We did have a neighborhood watch block captain meeting the other day here at Harbor Station. We had an officer from our mental evaluation unit speak to a handful of community members. It was a great day. We were able to go in depth with the roles and responsibilities and policies and procedures with the Los Angeles Police Department and interacting with mental health. Also, other resources that are available outside of LAPD if, say, law enforcement isn't needed. So it was great. I do have a pamphlet. It's on PDF, so I can easily email it to anybody that's interested for the resources that are available. Other events, we did do a lot of stuff for Halloween, the Dodger games. So it all that week went by pretty dang fast. So we next is on November 12th, we'll be playing soccer at Dana Middle School to do a little bit of youth outreach. So myself and a few other officers has spoken to school staff, and we've organized a soccer game to interact with the kids, the youth, and show a different side of law enforcement and one that they're not used to seeing with, and hopefully we win that game too. These are some good kids I heard at soccer, so they got to earn it. And also tomorrow, happy Veterans Day to all veterans. I am a veteran myself, so to any veterans that are listening, I just want to say happy Veterans Day. So we'll have Thanksgiving coming up, so we're going to do a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving. Looking forward to all those events. CPAB, the Community Police Advisory Board, that'll be our last one of the year. It'll be on November 20th. Let's see here at Harbor Station at 6 p.m. So this is a Community Police Advisory Board where we welcome anybody from the general public to come into our community police station and whatever issues they're concerned about that regard or in regards to law enforcement or anything else, give us a chance to kind of help you out and see what we could do to help you. Maybe some of the youth that are in this audio Zoom meeting, maybe your parents or maybe would like to join or yourself. So please come on down. December, obviously our Slow Crow unit, our office will be doing a lot of work with events and holidays, and it's all good stuff. So we're looking forward to that, setting and preparing up our gift giveaway and our Santa here at Harbor Station. So December, we are not available for that month. So please be understanding, and we are very gracious of your patience. Earlier in the meeting, it was brought up with the hate incidents and or hate crimes. So just to go over briefly, just ways of reporting. I always recommend documenting the incident no matter what. So you could do that via 211. That's a county resource to report hate. But obviously, if there's a crime, please call the non-emergency or 911, depending on the severity of the escalation of possible violence, and have a police unit respond and conduct an investigation. There is a process that we have to follow that requires, if the crime has occurred, for a unit to go out and be dispatched and conduct that investigation. If it's an incident where a crime has not occurred, but hate has occurred, like say name calling, etc., please, you could do a hate crime incident report on lapdonline.org, and that will also be documented and recorded for our purposes and yours as well. So I also recommend that. There was a gentleman that brought up the e-bikes and the general comment and the scooters. So there is vehicle code. It is like I think Drew from the councilman's office was explaining. The laws have just not caught up to the e-bikes, but there are some vehicle codes like wearing a helmet, the CCs on the bike. So I recommend that for anyone that's concerned about the e-bikes, the scooters, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, or we also have our South Traffic Division is trying to implement a new reporting system for traffic enforcement complaints. There is a QR code available, and I have that also saved on my computer, and I'll gladly email that to anybody interested. But basically, what you do is you scan the QR code, and you are able to make a traffic enforcement complaint. It'll go straight to the traffic enforcement officer for this area, Andy Rowe, and he will be able to dedicate resources to that complaint, depending on what it is. And I also, any young folks that are listening that are the high school, it's the younger people riding these e-bikes, just police your friends if you see something maybe that might be a little unsafe and or some rude behavior, because I do get a lot of phone calls from people, although no crime has occurred, there's some discourteous behavior with some anger and stuff like that with people riding on the sidewalks, etc. Respect all, respect others. There's no need to get into a fight or name calling over that. So at this time, that is all I have, and I'm open to any questions.
Thank you, Russell. That's always a great report. We do have a couple of hands up. We'll start off with Kelly and then Melanie, and then we have a question from our attendee. Kelly?
It's so great to hear your report, and I'm so grateful for the job that you do for us and for our our city. I have a quick question about the break-in at Dana Middle School. Did they find out who did it? It was pretty intense from what I heard. My classroom was broken into several years ago, and it's just a horrible, horrible feeling. And so I'm curious, was anything found out about that? I know they went in and cut wires and did all kinds of stuff.
So I don't have any information on hand about that. So I will have to look into that, and so I will get back to you. Okay, Kelly? I just don't have any information on hand right now. I do apologize on that
No,
specific.
I appreciate, your honesty with it too, because it's just scary. I mean, working for schools and working with kids, and we already are low, we don't get very much funding. So, I mean, I was devastated to hear that of the amount of stuff that was stolen. And when you were talking about that group of people, I was just wondering if that was affiliated to any of that. So,
So if I am audible right now, I would say, I don't know for sure, but I would say that the South American theft groups, what they're doing is they're pretty much their MO is to follow business owners and or people that appear to be well off or wealthy, flashy, if you will, and they do surveillance. The school ones, I have those do occur. They go into the computer rooms, they steal the computers, etc. So it is possible, but usually the South American theft groups, they're targeting residentials and they're following business owners. They're using the cameras in the bushes. They have drones as well. They get scheduled times down to these folks, and then they will victimize them eventually. So just be aware of your surroundings as well.
right. Well, thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Melanie?
Yeah, supposedly there's another theft thing going around where they're wearing yellow vests and they're depicting that they're like DWP workers, that type of thing. We've had a couple over here saying they're with DWP and they aren't. And I've told people to call on them if they show up impersonating somebody.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
And we've had a couple of those. And also there's a white SUV and a black SUV that seem to be driving around sitting and watching houses when you're coming, when you're going, and you can see them. We've seen them out there and they have their license plates covered up and they'll be sitting there jotting down times and making notes. So that's another thing to watch for and try and get pictures.
Yeah. So that is a great point that you bring up, because I actually spoke to a resident in the area, and she stated that she was on her way to work. She exited her residence and she observed a vehicle driving down her street, and that vehicle, it didn't really belong to her. And she obviously she's not gonna really do anything about that part, but it was suspicious. And well, lo and behold, a few hours later, her son had gotten home from work or something, and basically noticed that their house was ransacked and burglarized. So I just, the thing is great point. Some of these vehicles are extremely suspicious, although a crime might not be occurring at that time. But the thing is don't hesitate to call us to let us conduct some sort of investigation. Maybe they're staking a place out. We don't know that. Let the officers come and do an investigation, and also be aware of your surroundings, the neighbors' residences. If you can get any details on these cars that are stationary and possibly doing surveillance, it'll be a great help to the detectives when, say, a burglary does occur. The detectives will be able to possibly use these leads, match those details up with other thefts or burglaries that are occurring in the area, and put those on those suspects as well. And to your earlier comment in regards to the folks impersonating, that does happen a lot. They impersonate Amazon workers, city cable companies, anything. And so always be patient. Try to get any documentation or identification. If you don't have let's say Spectrum or some other company, then there's no reason for them to be on your property, and all that stuff. And I've read certain reports where people have, you know, like they question, like, well, I don't have this person, but they still granted them access inside their property, and then they were victimized. So it's okay to not let anyone come in your house and do any work that they're talking about, and always check identification. And lo and behold, if it comes down to it where you're really just not sure, call that company up that they're saying that they are, and see if there's a work order in place. I've had to do that a few times myself, and it you know, you could just verify if they're supposed to be there or not, and all that good stuff.
Okay, thank you. I think that takes care of it, Russell. Hang on, we just got a hand up from Ishmael. Ishmael?
So, I know that you kind of speak so long that you talked about the harbor station, right?
Yes.
And where's it today?
I'm sorry, what is your question?
And what will be soon?
For our Community Police Advisory Board?
The harbor station.
What about it?
You just said that.
Do you have a question in regards to our police station?
Yeah, but what is the date?
For what?
For the harbor station.
Well, we do have a Community Police Advisory Board on November 20th at 6 p.m. in our police station.
November 20th
Yes.
at 6 p.m.
PM. Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you, Russell. Appreciate all your work.
Thank you. Of course. And you guys have a good evening, okay?
All right. Thank you all. Okay. I do not believe we have any other. Okay. I see hand up by Daniel. Daniel, you have a question or a comment?
I thought I'd be considered under government.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Johnson. I am the Neighborhood Empowerment Advocate for Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council. I am the liaison between the neighborhood council and the city, and I offer them support. I raise my hand to say tonight I don't have any updates. Thank you.
Thank you for your report, Daniel. It's really appreciated, and it's also very appreciated in all the work that you do for us and with us, and keep us honest. So thank you so much, Daniel. Okay, I see no other hands, so we're going to close out agenda item number 5 and move on to our consent calendar. That's agenda item number 6. We have 4 items. Approve the minutes for September 13th. Those are the retreat minutes. Approve the minutes for our October 14th stakeholder meeting. Also approve the monthly expenditure report, the MER. And finally, to approve the October 2025 budget, all out of the respective committees. So could I get a motion, please?
Well, we need to remove A and B because we don't have the minutes yet.
Then we are removing A and B. And we're just voting on C and D.
I'll move.
Mel,
Okay. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but it's difficult to figure out who actually is moving and seconding. So I think I saw Thomas's name come up. Thomas, were you moving?
Melanie moved, Thomas seconded.
There you go. Any discussion, anyone? I see no hands up, so can we take a vote count?
Okay, and just so May knows, because you're a minor, you're not eligible to vote on budget items, and these are 2 budget items. So we will not be calling your name to vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that will also be true for the next two motions that are out of the Budget and Finance Committee. But other than that, you're fine. Okay, so for the consent calendar, minus A and B, Christina Barbera,
Yes.
John Barbera,
Yes.
Vic Christensen, aye, Adrian Fernandez,
Yes.
Cynthia Gagne,
You waving?
No, she's got a piece of paper up saying yes.
okay, yeah, I hadn't seen her picture. Gwen Henry,
Yes.
April Jones,
Yes.
Melanie LeBrecq,
Yes.
Kelly Miller,
Yes.
Jay Nicholas,
Yes.
Thomas Norman,
Yes.
Ray Regalado,
Yes.
Angela Sumner,
Yes.
and Chris Faye.
Yes.
Okay, that should be 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Yep, 14.
All right, great. We are closing out agenda item number 6, the consent calendar, and moving on to agenda item number 7. These are motions, and we'll start off with budget and finance. Melanie?
Okay, so the first item is approve allocation of $3,000 for neighborhood purpose grant / this is going to be a special. It's not open to everybody to apply. It's only for the emergency food assistance. And this is out of committee. We received an emergency email that stated that we could do emergency money for MPGs for the SNAP and food distribution programs to help with like food banks, etc. So this $3,000 will be specifically for someone that has a food bank and is doing mass distribution. So this is out of committee. So any discussion, Chris?
Did we have a recipient in mind already?
Yeah, we're thinking of a couple of them that are doing the major feeding right now.
And who are those?
I don't want to say online right now.
Is
I'll
that-
talk to you outside of this, but it's two of the major ones. I just don't want to disrespect anybody else.
Okay, I don't have an issue necessarily, but it does seem like for the sake of transparency and since we're dispersing public funds, we
Well,
should,
until they send the application in, they
Oh,
have to send an MPG in.
that makes sense.
This is the only way it can be distributed is through an MPG. They have to be a 501c3.
So just for clarity, Melanie, all we're doing is basically approving the $3,000 to be used for a neighborhood purpose grant specifically specifically for a food assistance.
Right.
Okay, and we will find out later.
Yes.
Okay.
When?
Gwen.
Yeah. So once again, they go through the process of doing the MPG, and then we vote and approve the sum for whichever entities it may be. Also, we're doing this specifically for food programs, and with that, sorry, a little bit burnt out. Had a very specific question. Shoot. I'll get back. Just get back to me.
Okay. Daniel?
Yes. So I just wanted to offer a statement or a question, probably muddled between everything in between. I understand the question was posed to say, hey, are we voting to approve the $3,000? And then we're going to allow folks to apply through an MPG? Or could this operate as similar to what happened during the fires, where you all have the $3,000, and then as a neighborhood council, you all come together to identify 3 local food groups that you could possibly share funds, disperse funds across by having them apply instead of waiting for them to come to the table to apply, if that makes sense.
To be more specific, what we're doing is the $3,000 are set aside. They have to be a 501c3 and have to send in the application. We are identifying who the major food distributors are for the area and letting them know that the MPG is there for them.
Yeah. So I know. So I just wanted to.
Because we don't, the thing is, we cannot give to somebody that's just feeding like 10 or 20 people. It has to be somebody that the masses right now that are feeding.
Understandable. I just wanted to make sure it was clear. So it is still, the process still is similar to previous, where neighborhood councils were allowed
Right.
emergency funds during the fires. It's just you have a different kind of approach. I got you.
Everybody else, it's a 501c in the community. It's not, we aren't doing those. We're only doing the food, emergency food.
Got you. I appreciate you. Thank you for offering the time.
Adrian? I can't hear you.
You serious?
Can
you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah, it's kind of off and on. Just to stay close to the mic and speak up.
Let me turn my camera. Okay, hello.
Adrian, you're cutting.
You having technical difficulties there, Adrian?
Yeah, Adrian, your
Text you the
vocal,
question.
yeah, it's just jumping. It's completely erasing the things you don't want to say. I mean, you want to say and letting you
There's no
say
chat
things
feature?
No, not at all. It's a webinar that they have us set up on.
Never mind.
Oh, God.
Ironically, now we can hear you perfectly.
Lori?
Hi, if I could just help clarify, normally when we have NPG grants, we put a call out to any 501c to apply. In this particular case, we're asking to allocate and set aside $3,000. Melanie and I are investigating which groups that are going to serve our local Northwest San Pedro community and San Pedro as a whole, okay, and go to probably just 2 organizations and split the 3,000 and give them the form to submit rather than putting a call out to everybody. I hope that clarifies what we're doing. It's not a matter of who's feeding the most people necessarily. It's who is serving our direct community. And yes, of course, once this happens and they apply for them, they will go to the board for a vote. This will still be a transparent situation. It's unusual that we would do it this way, but this is the way we felt it would work best.
I remember my question now.
Okay, Gwen.
So, oh, God dang it. Oh my gosh. Funds are meant for direct food. I mean, these organizations benefit by us giving them funds instead of donations of actual objects and material things because it's more efficient. Is that correct? Or what are some of the other benefits?
We aren't allowed to buy objects and stuff. We can't. The only way neighborhood councils can contribute is financially.
What I'm saying is that this is a benefit to be given cash for what reasons? If you could explain. Why organizations benefit by having cash and being able to mobilize with.
Because with this type of program, they can get what, say if they're short on canned goods, that's what they get. If they're short on freezer food, that's what they get. If they're short on baby milk, that's what they get. If they're short on diapers, that's what they get. Whatever they're short on, that's what they use that amount of money that's designated to them for. They know exactly what it is at that moment with that money, what they need.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is out of committee.
So I hang on just a second. I did text Adrian to see if he wanted to give me his question so I can ask you for him. And his question is, how much money are we giving to each nonprofit?
Don't know. It depends on if it's 1 or 2. If it's 2, we'll divide it in half. If it's 1, they get the whole shebang.
Okay.
So,
all right, because I'm taking it that you all are still kind of investigating the
Exactly.
appropriate agency/agencies.
Yeah.
Okay. Gwen has her hand up again.
Gwen?
so for clarification, I mean, $3,000 will go a long way for any particular organization. Or would we want to do it in certain amounts of allotments for need? I don't know. Because we are so short on funds. I'm just asking, devil's advocate. We're short on funds as an entity. We're short on funds. $3,000 is a good amount of a budget that we are very slim on. Owen, how much of a budget is left over for expenditures for anything else that we may have for the rest of the calendar year?
That's what you should have looked at on the website for our budget was up there. It said that there's $14,800 and something left.
I understand, but is that for expenditures that are activities and things like that?
That's unallocated money.
So we have no necessary things coming up that will that will be drawn from that.
No.
Okay.
Lori?
Am I unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say, you know, the Budget and Finance Committee, I feel, is very responsible. They wouldn't have suggested this if we didn't have the funds. And this is, you know, if people remember, the money allocated from the city is for administration of our board and for engaging and outreach to our community. I can't think of a better outreach than what we're doing to help people who are hungry. And we felt 3,000, I mean, we'd love to give more, but 3,000 is what Melanie evaluated the budget and said, this is what we can set aside and still be able to complete our business. And anybody who's done their training knows we can never donate anything. The word donate isn't even allowed with neighborhood councils. We can do neighborhood purpose grants. And when they fill out the grant, they have to fill out what they're spending the money for. We never just give money to an organization and say, have at it, do what you want. They're very specific. And I know we have some newer board members who may not be familiar with the process, but it's very structured. And I think that the board is being very responsible in allocating this money to help our neighbors in need. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to call for the vote. So Thomas?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Dick?
Aye.
Ray?
Yes.
Christina?
Yes.
Adrian?
Yes. Yes.
Cynthia?
Got it, Aegis. Okay, we got it.
We got you.
Yes. April?
Yes.
Gwen? Gwen?
Yes.
Melanie, yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
Chris? Chris?
I'm sorry, I thought I unmuted myself. I turned off the camera. Yes.
Okay. Now the next one is for $100 for homeless liaison to do printing. This is going to be printing to have it, the outreach for the Christmas events and all that with the food, where food locations are, where they can get food and assistance to hand out. So this is for printing. We did, and to explain here, we had printing allotted through Christina's office, but Christina is gone. Cheryl has an injured ankle that she had surgery on, so it's almost impossible right now to get stuff printed from them. So that's why we're getting this just printed commercially. And we've got a guy that John Scott that we can get it a little cheaper than priority one. So we'll go to him. So this is out of committee. Lori? Let me unmute you.
Thank you. I just want to
Already
clarify
in.
this is not really the homelessness liaison. I presented it as homelessness liaison to budget and finance, but Melanie will be coordinating printing this. So I just didn't want to lead anybody astray there.
Right.
I'm helping put this list together for the winter events and other opportunities that we could pass this out, but it's coming from budget and finance.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
well, I'll, because Lori isn't a board member, she can't get stuff printed and request stuff, so she has to have a board member do it. So I am taking that on to get that done. So, Gwen?
Is this going to be a two-sided printing where, for example, it could go into the window of some of the storefronts in the community? Or is this more of a packet of information, like a 3-pager that is a little more involved?
It'll be a half sheet front and back, most likely. We don't know how much information is going to be on there yet. So
On cardstock or just regular paper?
I don't know yet. We haven't put it together. We're just going to use it as a handout at the winter events
No,
at
I
this
understand.
point in time.
I
And
understand.
because and keep in mind, food pantry information's changing every week. So we don't want to print more than that, and because we may have to change it.
Yep. It's constantly changing, and that's part of the problem.
Gotcha. So it's materials for small distribution over the year.
And also this printing too will for a sign at our 2 tables at the 2 winter events to kind of say, here this is, you know.
And hopefully the crisis will be over in a week and we won't have to use any of it and then return it.
No, it will not be over in a week.
I can be optimistic.
Kelly? Whoops, you're muted. You're muted, Kelly.
Sorry, it wouldn't let me unmute where the thing was. So will it also have, Lori, I know this is something that, you know, you work on a lot. I know it's going to have information for food banks and stuff, but is it also going to have like some places they can go for housing, or maybe some recommendations for like something like Circle or something on that also?
No, the idea was to focus just on the food and supplies. We will also hopefully include information where people who want to donate, what they can donate and where they can. But this has nothing to do with resources on homelessness. This is just focusing on food insecurity.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. So I'm going to call for the vote. Thomas?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
John?
Yeah.
Nick?
Yes.
Aye.
Christina?
Yes.
Adrian?
Yes.
Cynthia? Gotta scroll and see if she has her little sign.
Yes, she is.
Okay. April?
Yes.
Gwen?
Yes.
Melanie, yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
And Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Think you forgot Ray.
Oh, and Ray.
I feel forgotten.
Oops, I jumped over you.
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing is the public safety motions.
Okay, hang on a second. Just want to make sure that we're through with these two. But I do want to say something. It's 8:17, and some of the questions that are being asked is more like in leaning toward discussion, you know, which we're supposed to. But I just want to remind you of time. If you want to get out of here so that we can get into our pajamas or go and eat dinner or whatever, let's be very conscious of the questions and seeing how we might be able to be concise. I don't think anyone wants to be here too late. Anyway, with that, Public
That-
Safety Committee.
The first thing, Vic, can you bring up the letter, pretty please?
Yep. I was just waiting for Ray to finish.
I thought you were waiting for her to say pretty please.
Well, with sugar on top?
Okay, so this has been up on the website for several days. You should have been able to go read it and look at it. This is a letter to Animal Services and to Tim McCoster. And basically it's asking about opportunities to partner with them to try and open the door to get our liaison in there. And so asking them, you know, that we'd like to help with, you know, promoting things for them to help them out, to partner with them. And this way, we're more of an asset to them than them saying, oh, no, you can't come in here. We don't want you in here to see what's going on. That way, we're more of a partner than we are an adversary. And this is out of committee. So any discussion on this? No? Then let's call for the vote. Chris.
Yes.
Okay. May.
Yes.
Okay. Christina.
Yes.
Kane.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Victor.
Aye.
Ray.
Yes.
Adrian.
Yes.
Cynthia. Yes. April.
Yes.
Gwen.
Yes.
Melanie. Yes. Kelly.
Yes.
And Angela.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody accounted for. The next one is Council File 250231. So this is the motion, and where is it?
Do you want to show this, or do you want just the?
This is the original motion. We just need the
Okay.
council, the other thing.
Well, Melanie, for the extended student audience, would you kind of do a quick explanation of what the motion is regarding?
Well, what it is the motion is regarding Circle, and there's two programs. There's Circle, and there's also Unarmed Model of Crisis Response. There's two different programs that are circulating in LA City, LA County. And so basically what it is we're supporting that they combine those two programs to have them joined as one, to save money, save capacity, so that the response is more united that way, rather than having all these different agencies out there. I think them combined, and it unites more people too to respond, rather than having two different agencies. So the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council strongly supports Council File 250331. We here in the Harbor area participated in the pilot program for Circle and already seen positive results. Our points are as follows: unarmed crisis response programs like Crisis, though led through Community Engagement Circle, and Unarmed Crisis Response UMCR pilot, have already proven they save lives and save money and capacity. The programs divert non-emergency calls involving people in distress, suffering mental health and crisis, from police response to responders specifically trained in de-escalation, community engagement, crisis intervention. These unarmed alternatives greatly lessen the possibility of violent resolutions. By diverting these non-emergency calls away from traditional police responders, these services free up police to work on more pressing emergency calls. We would like to see the city merge these two programs to create a single comprehensive citywide unarmed crisis response program that combines the best features of each program, like teams with trained mental health responders and workers with lived experience being unhoused. So any comments? We have one. Chris?
Yeah, I'd like to support this motion. I've seen in a variety of departments. I know that Metro is doing some things in terms of I guess you just broadly call it outreach, but in positive engagement that's intentional and like a conscious and intentional shift away from a specifically law enforcement or criminal justice based response to kind of allow these services to be specialized and focused on, you know, like if you don't have a violent situation, sending people who are, you know, armed, for instance, is not necessarily a good way to de-escalate, but it builds public confidence. It builds, you know, a better, it provides better expectations, I think, for both parties that, you know, guys with guns aren't showing up and, you know, the responders go in knowing that the people that there will be receiving them are not expecting violence either. So I think it's a good goal to shoot for, and it's something that, you know, all agencies will be learning from as these programs kind of get expanded and rolled out. It's a way to build institutional knowledge that should inform that same type of policy in other environments.
Gwen?
So, in regards to this, Circle has been in our area for quite a while, and I just want to talk about a particular scenario that happened. So, exactly a month ago today, at our last board meeting, there happened to have been a person who needed help right there in front of the Peck Park Community Center. And one of our own actually made a phone call, and Circle came out. By the time the last of us were leaving, Circle was there, and they were already interacting with the person who was trying to take shelter. And I just want to say, you know, their responsiveness and what they do, and they continue, you know, that sometimes somebody wants help right away. Sometimes they're a little reticent, they don't trust, but they build relationships, and it's a really, really important program. I can't say more about this group of people and the team that has been brought together. And I more than support the Circle program, and I really hope that it gets the funding that it needs to really get out there citywide.
Lori?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify one of the main points of this motion is actually to roll this out into the entire city. We were fortunate enough to have it in the harbor area, and a different type program we were in other parts of LA, but it wasn't the whole city. And I'm the person that at the last meeting left early, saw the person out there, called the 877 Ask LAPD to trigger the Circle team. Then I walked back into the staff at the park, and this is a city program, and they were totally unaware of this program. I gave them the information, and maybe if this was a citywide program, the city would educate their own properties on how to use this. So that was actually a good illustration of how the program works. So thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to call for the vote on this. Thomas?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Victor?
Aye.
Christina?
Yes.
Adrian?
Yes.
Cynthia? She here?
She's got her,
Holding
yes.
her sign up.
She's got her paper up.
Oh, there she is. I'm looking all over for her paper. April?
Yes.
Gwen?
Yes.
Melanie, yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
And Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
And what
Hey.
about Ray and May?
And Ray?
Who? Yes.
And May?
Yes.
There we go. So now next, the Council File 25 1036. That's the letter. So a little bit about this. So this council file is, there should be another paper in there, Vic, that's the breakdown of, go back and there's an explanation. Let me see if I see right there. Yeah, the safety committee recommend, here we go. So this, it went through a series of a file, but then all of a sudden, right before our meeting, there was an update where it got moved to the Los Angeles Housing Department, Department of City Planning, and all. It went to like a different department. And so the thing is, they are sending it to Health and Safety of Los Angeles to establish a maximum indoor temperature for all rental housing. The thing was, as we looked at this motion for this and discussed it in depth at Public Safety, at one point we were supporting this, and then we got back and we decided to take a more like neutral position on it, because this is going to be hard on renters. If we impose every renter has to install air conditioning into their homes that they rent, it's going to be a financial problem. Plus, it increases the cost of the electricity on somebody that's having to pay rent as it is already. And so as we looked at this, we thought, you know, we'll make some recommendations and go neutral on this. So that's where we ended up. And so go back to the council file motion. No, the letter. There we go. The letter.
You said motion, not letter.
I meant the letter that we did, not that one, the other one.
What the heck?
Sorry. It's down further. It's below.
1036, letter. There we go.
There we go. Okay, so Energy and Environment Committee. The Northwest San Pedro Council appreciate the intent of Council File 251036. We are aware of the issues with inadequate cooling in some rental housing, especially in low economic areas. We look forward to reading the aforementioned report, and that will hopefully address the potential burden to landlords, high cost burden to renters to rent air conditioned units, the burden to the electrical grid. Some alternative ways to cool residents could be well-placed shade trees, installation of ceiling fans in all rooms, improving insulation in buildings, UV protected windows, or upgraded windows. We need to find a variety of solutions that address economics for renters and landlords and continues to protect our environment. So this is out of committee. Gwen?
Something that everyone should be aware of. Right now, there is a state a state initiative that is actually kind of slated to chop down a lot of trees all throughout Los Angeles. You know, with the fires and everything that have happened, there's some extreme things happening with the insurance companies that will actually strip shade trees from Los Angeles. We here in San Pedro might see a little of it because there are a few limited areas where the trees will be that are in this red zone area of extreme fire, but they are going to scale through, and the insurance companies in connection with the state are looking at the rest of the areas as well, not just the high fire zones, but looking at trees as and shrubs and bushes as an igniting source that cause house fires. And so we're in a situation where we've got people who think that, you know, an air conditioning system, as you pump cool air in, it spits out hot air, and the air gets hotter outside, and it gets and so the less trees you have and the more of these electrical things, you create a heat island effect, it actually exacerbates heat, becomes more it's just a vicious cycle. Drought, heat, the rest of it. So we're in a holistic view. This is just one element to it, but also keeping in mind that there are some other things that are going on that are going to make it more difficult on human beings and our quality of life. So that's where this letter is.
Hey, Chris.
Thanks. Yeah, this is, and I don't have a objection to the intent of the letter. Sorry. But I was just looking at it in terms of the alternatives offered. The costs, unit cost for an air, window unit for an air conditioning is a lot cheaper than replacing the windows in an apartment building. I mean, you can get an air conditioner for a few $100, but replacing the windows in somebody's apartment or the entire building, not to mention permitting and things like that, relatively speaking, I think would be kind of a non-starter. So it's just something, again, I think ultimately it speaks to the financial burden of the landlords versus, the intent to sort of improve conditions for people who have the fewest housing options. And I am not proposing an amendment or anything, but I'm just saying that those alternatives are not necessarily more cost effective than a unit that could be turned on or off, at will, as opposed to trying to plant a tree if you live on the third floor of a building.
That came up. That actually came up in the discussion. But like my mom has a unit, a house, or duplexes that were built in like 1941. And the windows are these skinny little things that a window air conditioner won't fit in. So the only alternative, and a lot of houses are like that in San Pedro, where you have to drill a hole in the wall and install one in, and that's installation, and you have to re-insulate everything around it and everything else and do the structure, or you have to do central air conditioning or replace the windows and put a window air conditioner.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar, and I lived in houses like that. It's just saying that, for instance, if you live on the second or third floor of an apartment building, planting a tree is something that's not going to come to fruition for 30 or 40 years. So.
Exactly. Lori. Lori.
I was waiting to be unmuted. Thank you, guys. Vic, by the way, you don't have to keep going back to the Google form. The arrows on the left and right on your screen will take you to the next document. So in the essence of time, you guys could bat this around. There's a lot of information on different alternatives. Okay, what's fair to the landlord, what's fair to the renter. Keep in mind, you put air conditioning in these units and the renter won't be able to afford to even run it, won't afford the utility bills. But the point here is we are just supporting that they are requesting a report to analyze this and just through some alternative ideas. This is by no ways a comprehensive list. So in the essence of time, I'm just asking that you consider supporting them, requesting a report, and then we can take it from there after they do their analysis. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. So I'm going to call for the vote.
I have a quick editorial question. There's a typo one way or another. In the second paragraph, the word residence, is that supposed to be referring to the people or the place?
Where? Second paragraph.
Some alternative ways to cool residents. Does that mean the place that they're living in or the
place
people
that they're living in?
Then you need to add an S at the end of that.
An S to the end of residence?
Or cool a residence.
That works
Some
too.
alternatives to cool
Okay, I'll just
a residence because we're talking
Either
about
way.
individual examples. Yes.
Okay, I'll just put an A in there before I send it in. A friendly little add of A. Other than that, so call for the vote. Thomas,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Dick,
Aye.
Ray,
Yes.
Christina,
Yes.
Adrian,
Yes.
Cynthia. Yes, okay. April,
Yes.
Gwen,
Yes.
Melanie, yes. Kelly,
Yes.
Angela,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
and May.
Yes.
Okay, and we are done.
Okay. Moving on to bylaws and election committee. Adrian's having some
Hello. Wait, does it cut out right now? Oh, it's not cutting.
no, you're actually good. Why don't you try it?
Oh, it's not cutting out. Oh, okay. Thank you. Because I was throwing the biggest tantrum earlier. Okay. So hello, bylaws and elections. So the first one is a letter sending to City Council. This is to change the age restriction on our youth representative. So as you know, our current youth representative age is 14 to 17, and we are looking to ask City Council to change the administrative code to 16 to 21. It is in the supporting documents, so I'm just hoping you guys read it and previewed it. It's up on the screen. Any questions? Hearing none.
Daniel has a question.
Daniel has a question.
Uh-oh.
A comment.
What did I do, Dan?
Yes. Thank you. This is Daniel Johnson, the NEA for Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council. I just
Hello.
want to provide a little bit more clarity in regards to your ask. Doesn't change what you're trying to do, but I want to make sure it was understood what you're trying to accomplish here. When it comes to the optional youth board seat, that seat is specifically for minor participation for the ages of 14 to 17. That doesn't take away the board's ability to create its own specific youth seat from the ages 18 to 21. And then lastly, I would say that the administrative code clearly states for board participation, one has to be at least 18 years of age. And so I think based on the information provided, you're requesting that in order for folks to serve on the neighborhood council, they have to be at least 16 in hindsight. However, again, based on the information provided, you're asking them to change the optional youth seat from that is specifically for minors 14 to 17 to 16 to 21, where the board already has its own discretion to create a seat for the ages 18 to 21 based on the admin code. I just want to provide that information, and hopefully it supports you what you're trying to accomplish here and provides just a little bit more clarity.
Thank you, Daniel. I do have Lori with a hand up. Miss Jacobs? Lori?
He's
Is it not
muted.
Is it not working? Can you hear me?
She can unmute.
Okay, if I can't
I
get
had to
Lori.
wait to be unmuted, guys.
Oh, was it?
Okay,
No, you
I'm,
didn't.
I'm
yes,
not.
I did. I'm questioning what Daniel's saying. For years, we had a youth seat. Okay, that was from age 16 to 21. And the city council decided that all neighborhood council youth seats should have the same age requirement. So before we accept what Daniel's saying, I still say we submit this to the city council, okay? And let them decide this, because I don't think the information he's stating is correct. We don't need to create another seat. We don't want one that's 18 to 21. We want one that's a high school or college student from 16 to 21. And we've always been able to navigate this. If they weren't old enough to vote on financial issues, then they didn't. And it's never been a problem before. It's just one neighborhood council or one city council member decided, actually, I'm sorry, it was the previous general manager who wanted all neighborhood councils to be the same. So I'd like to proceed exactly as we have this written. If it's a problem, city council will let us know. Thank you.
Miss Lebrecq?
Yeah, I just wanted clarification from Daniel. So he's suggesting that we add another seat
No,
because we have to keep a seat that's 14
No.
to 17?
no,
No,
no.
no, for clarity, I was just providing the context that based on the city's charter, right? The optional youth seat is specifically for minors, right? For
Ours,
for that age. You
as
know,
long
you
as
don't
I've been on the board for 10 years, it's always been 16 to 21. And they can't
Mhm,
vote on financial matters until they're 18 anyway. And
mhm.
so the thing is that 14 is too young for this responsibility of a board seat. I'm sorry, but we should be entitled to have our board seats, the ages and the areas that we decide that they are according to the charter.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
and
so
just a clarification that we are not adding an additional seat. This is just changing the age of the current youth seat that we have. I just want to give that clarification.
and I think that's where I'm trying to provide some context. And what happens is if you don't go into the city charter, when you don't read the admin code, there begins to be a little bit missing information in regards to that. And so I'll just sum up and then wrap up my piece. Again, I wasn't trying to take away from the process that's being presented, but I was hoping to provide just some clarity in there just in case something was missing, right? Again, the minimum age to serve on the neighborhood council is 18. However, the optional youth seat per the charter allows for minors specifically from 14 to 17. However, in this moment, I do understand that folks are trying to make the range from 16 to 21. I just wanted to add some context in hopes that when you do provide this information or this letter, that you're going in with more information based on what's clearly stated in the charter and that understanding, right? I'm not. So yes, I believe the question I was just asked was the proposed idea in my head, right? In theory, would be create another board seat. But where I'm saying the contention can be is that in order to serve, you must be 18. That's per the charter, right? At minimum. But I do hear we don't want to separate that. We want to change the age range. But so that's all I was trying to do. Again, not trying to take away from process, not trying to tell folks to change what's already given, just trying to add some content.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Daniel. Ms. Henry.
So to Lori's statement about being told very clearly that they have locked it in and then refused to accept anything other than 14 to 17, or I'm paraphrasing you, Lori. Yeah. But we have run across times where there have been representatives from various, the various consulting portions of the neighborhood councils, which have been incorrect, who have not understood exactly what's going on. For example, Melanie has had to re-explain to people who are telling her a lot of things about the budgetary process, that she has had to correct them. And then they find out, yes, it is true. They were under the wrong impression as to how it works. So we have run across times where people get really, they reinterpret it how it is, and then they come back with a bit of a abrasive attitude as to how things work. I would hope that maybe we can is this being presented in such a way that it's a little more adversarial, saying that we have been told it's 14 to 17, period, flat and simple, and we want to fix it, or I don't know. I just want to say that most 14-year-olds there have not been 14-year-olds who've really come and approached us for interest on the seat. but there might be a very precocious 14-year-old, you know, a savant of sorts that's probably already in college who might want to do it. I thought that the youth seat was for people who needed the opportunity to have something that they could also put on their resume, and their whole thing when they put in submissions for colleges. So, you know, I'm not sure where this is, and I'm hoping that Adrian can explain a little bit more as to that. But you know, are we trying to force out 14 to 16-year-olds? Are we trying to make it where people who can vote from 18 to 21 get a youth seat and freeze out somebody who might want to actually get this kind of experience before they go to college? Just saying.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of movement here. So if I can clarify it to the best of my ability, this is a very diplomatic letter just telling city council we would like you guys to ad- uh, amend the administrative code to for youth seats, for the optional youth seats to be 16 to 21. We're not forcing out any 14 or 15-year-olds. Okay? I've gone to great lengths to ask previous board members on this neighborhood council, has there been a 14, 15-year-old? The answer is going to probably be, and it was, no. Okay? Every time we've had a youth seat, it's been a 17-year-old. Luckily, we have May here, who's 16 and she can serve for another 2 terms, right? It's just, and I understand, okay, college resume, but reality is a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, maybe not, is not going to join a neighborhood council, right? And you know, the lack, I mean, just look at the processes of when we were trying to get a youth seat. It's been a struggle because of the age. So expanding it to 16 to 21 gives you a larger pool and it gives you more candidates and probably more opportunity, especially someone who's in college. Think about someone who's doing public policy major in college, right? They could do this seat. So I hope that answers your question. Mr. Nicholas.
Calling for the question.
I'll second that. Question has been called. Mr. Chair, it's on you now.
So with that, let's move to take the vote, which we've had a lot of conversation in and around that. We've had clarity from our Dunn representative. So I think we're at a point where we can make a decision, because this is nothing more than advocating for a change. So we'll go ahead and take the vote.
Ray, there's a misunderstanding on what this motion is. We're not asking for 16 to 21. We're asking city council to allow each neighborhood council to determine the age for their own youth seat. That's quite a different take on this. Sorry.
Yes, I understand that. However, the ask is by calling for the vote, to take the vote and see where we're at with this thing.
Okay, got it.
So this is where we're at.
I don't have a vote count sheet with me. Mr. Christensen, can you take the vote for
Yeah,
me?
I was already planning on it.
Oh, thank you.
I was just waiting for the word to start.
Okay.
And
You
I
may
think
start.
I have it. Okay, Christina Barbera,
Yes.
John Barbera,
Yes.
Vic Christensen, I, May Cordero Herrera,
Yes.
Adrian Fernandez,
Yes.
Cynthia Gagne. Now, can someone look?
Yes.
Okay. Gwen Henry,
No.
April Jones,
Yes.
Melanie LeBrecq,
Yes.
Kelly Miller,
Yes.
Kane Nicholas,
Yes.
Thomas Norman,
Yes.
Ray Regalado,
Yes.
Angela Sumner,
Yes.
Chris Valle.
Yes.
Okay, it's 14 ayes, 1 nay.
Thank you. And then for the motion to approve the bylaw amendments, Mr. Chair, I'm going to ask to postpone to December.
Second.
Yes, definitely. But I want to say this. Every single one of you have a responsibility to read these bylaws and understand the changes on them. There's been a lot of time spent in making these appropriate changes. So please read them so that you're prepared to make an informed vote in December. So
I just want to note that they've been distributed to the board in email and supporting documents.
yes, they have.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to hold out until December to vote on item number 2, C2. Okay, that takes care of bylaws and elections committee. We're going to close up on number 7, and we're going to move on to number 8, President's meeting with the port. Thomas?
I didn't get an invite. Did you, Ray? So I have no report.
I did not either. There was a meeting.
Oh, wow. There was a meeting, but we didn't get invited. Okay, well, sorry.
No, that's okay. No, I think that's a conversation we may need to have because we're not getting, I'll just say this, I don't believe we're getting our opportunity to weigh in on port issues because there seems to be more. A, we don't get a representative from the port any longer. B, we don't, yeah, they seem to be canceling more meetings than they're having. That's just editorial comment. So yeah, I didn't get. So we're gonna move on to number 9, closing out agenda item number 8. Committee reports, bylaws and elections.
No report, Mr. Chair.
No report. Okay. Thank you. Budget and finance report.
Yeah, the only thing, budget advocate, we're in the process of setting up, doing the white paper. I'm particularly working on with Adrian, we're doing the port and we're trying to get a meeting with the port. And that's back and forth. Adrian, I hope you've seen your emails going back and forth. And then trying to get a meeting with emergency management, which has proven to be difficult. But also we are going to be doing the next meeting, hopefully looking at the $3,000 for budget and finance, for the $3,000 for the allocation for it. So it's going to be fast moving with this, hopefully. Thomas?
Yeah, I have been able to schedule one of my budget advocate meetings with HR, and that went quite well. The zoo hasn't followed up, and I never get a response from workforce economic development. But I did want to offer to help too. Like, who are you contacting at the port? I'm willing to help with that committee too. I already had 3, so I didn't want to get it.
Oh, that'd be great. See, because what happened was I had to use Augie and Lee as a access to, use my connections to have access to stuff. And so they're generating an email via all the people, the budget person, to meet with him. And so now it's on his lap with his secretary to give us dates that we can meet through all the emails. And so I'm waiting for a response. I'm going to give it until Wednesday, and I'll include you in the response email if you want. And say, I've not heard back from you. What are the dates that are available?
Yeah, because I used to work fairly well with Augie, although I see maybe I'm on the bad list and I didn't get an invite. But yeah, I'm happy to talk, and I see him at Rotary sometimes. So I'll do what I can to try to help get a response there.
Alrighty, thank you. And that's it, Ray, on that.
Public safety.
And public safety, we will be dark because public safety meeting is Thanksgiving, the date. So we'll be dark this month.
Nothing on from CPAB. from the previous, from
Yeah,
this past month?
no, I wasn't there at last month's meeting or last
okay.
time because of my back.
Okay. Youth and outreach?
We are going to move to, we're planning to have a discussion about moving to allocate funds for a early 2026 movie in the park event, possibly indoors. Just judging on the day length and the weather and all that stuff. So that's our next major event after the holidays. We are working on staffing and attendance for the holiday, the December holiday events. So if you haven't already talked to John Barbera about whether or what you will be attending and doing, please do so. There's room for all of us, and obviously Candy Cane Lane is always a high level of engagement with people, and of course the Winter Wonderland and the holiday parade are just kind of fun. And we are still kind of in the pre-production of our proposed docuseries on the experience of being a council board member. I mean, sorry, a neighborhood council board member. So we'll probably be reaching out to board members in the near future, but that is something we'll be pursuing into 2026. And welcoming May as our newest committee member and board member. John, did you have anything else?
No, that's about it. I'll get with everybody when we do the youth meeting for November. We'll figure everything out, and then I'll send it out to you guys right after the youth meeting. So you have it'll be a couple of weeks. So that'll give you a couple of weeks time to I'll set up the times and see which ones you want to work, and then we'll go from there. But we do need to know how many people are gonna go to exact amount for the trolley. So I've got that covered already. I already talked to Elise, and we have the trolley, the windows work and everything. So we just need to, I got to make sure we got enough room. That's it.
Okay, community issues?
Yeah, we did an update with Christina did Calandra, about the Target and the liquor sales, and that's still not, from what the answers that we got, that's still on hold. They're not doing anything yet with it. So we've got that on the back burner. We have a letter that Adrian and Christina did for the city regarding alley repairs, but we had to go back and redo some of it. So Adrian and Christina are working on that to change it and make it all about the alleys. And then we just had a quick discussion on 5 points and seeing what they're going to do still and what the plan is. So that's it.
Thank you. Planning and land use, King?
I can give an update. And so the last joint planning land use import meeting was on October 22nd, with representatives from the 3 neighborhood councils in San Pedro convened. We did attain a quorum for Northwest at this particular meeting, where we discussed as a community the Jedi Zone expansion, which now extends from the north of First Street to the south of 14th. The second update is the Clearwater Tunnel project, where there's still groundwater issues that were discovered in a second investigative bore is planned, and that's the machine that will make a hole to find out and do more research. Unfortunately, there is no tunnel boring going on right at this moment. Phillips 66 in the 5 Points redevelopment. The councils agreed to coordinate through a informal working group within CD15, City Planning, and the Chamber of Commerce to ensure a unified community input effort. And lastly, there was a presentation on the Red Brother Trolley project, which aims to transition to electric ADA compliant trolleys by 2028. We did have 2 items that we will push to December regarding Council File 23-0957 S1, which will be expanding the Pacific Avenue Jedi Zone, and a thank you letter draft language to Senator Laura Richardson in her support for the community's efforts for SB 79. And so that's the update for Portland land use.
Okay, I have a question, Kane. The letter regarding the NOP, did it go out?
Yes, it did.
Okay, great.
Yes, it did. It just should have been a CC. From what I understand, I did not receive the CC from Cheryl, but I did hear that there was a technicality that Melanie was able to catch. Did you see that, Melanie?
Yes, what she did is she took the body and the email of my public safety letter she sent out and attached the other letter to it without changing the body of the letter at the top. And I was like, what? And then I looked at it and I go, oh no. She had the right keys on it, but it was like just they're going to look at the context of the email and go, huh? You know?
Yeah, and we know that she is not at full capacity right now. So but it did go out.
It did get to planning, the NOP comments. Right?
One more time?
I'm sorry. The NOP comments for the Phillips 66 project did go out to planning, right?
Miss King, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's really important. And then we have to be ready for the EIR that'll be generated after the December.
Yes.
Just so that I can be upfront with everybody, planning, and we talked about this, but I just want to give an update. Planning, did for their NOP for the Phillips 66 project, gave a 30-day public comment period. Through the efforts of a letter generated to all the neighborhood councils, we got them to extend it to a full 90 days. And that is something that we have to work on when the EIR comes out, so that there is ample time for neighborhood councils to come up with public comment on the EIR, the draft EIR, and then in turn to get it submitted to them. Because the intended time frame for that is for planning is usually 45 days, and 45 days still does not work for neighborhood councils to generate public comment and letter and meetings and all that. So we were successful in that respect with planning, and it was a hard fight, but we had good allies. All neighborhood councils signed on to it. Wilmington and the 3 San Pedros. And then we also got support from the council member's office to advocate for us too. So we'll do the same plan if we have to. So Kane, anything that you have going on with some of these other entities with Phillips 66 and having some kind of community thing, please include me on that, because I'm going to tell you that they are very hesitant to include community in any of their planning right now.
Yes. Do we have the joint councils have some serious questions around transparency? And we've been reiterating that your sentiment, as well as the action has been taken where we will be forming a ad hoc committee led by Pat, Nave, Diana, Nave, and myself, and others who have and know the community stakeholders who have expertise in the space. And so we are still forming that, and I have a meeting coming up. I also want to say that we will not be having our local or Northwest planning meeting this particular month or on Wednesday, as it's been canceled. And our next joint meeting will be on November 19th. And then for the following joint meeting will be on December 17th. So we will not be dark during these particular times.
Okay. Do me a favor, Kane, and please include me on that development of that committee. I want to have some conversation with you about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Environment is, are you through with your report? Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the update report.
Okay, great. Thank you. Environment and sustainability, Christina is absent this time around, and so we'll go ahead and save that for our next meeting. Executive committee, I attended the, very quick, I'll try to make this quick. I attended the charter reform meeting that occurred in, I believe it was in and around Cypress Park. I might have the community wrong, but they met this past Saturday. And this is and they had a discussion about neighborhood councils. The general manager, Carmen Chang, was there along with Thomas Soon, and they gave a statement about it. But one of the things that I had a conversation with our Bonk representative is that we really need to advocate to see how we might be able to get some of our money reinstated from 25 to 32, but there was sentiment that we would sure like to see our money back up to 50,000 a year, because this money that we have usually gets reinvested in our specific and respective communities, where if we rely on some of our nonprofits to go directly to the city, it kind of gets buried with some of the other requests. So we have a closer connection with community when we're able to supply funding for some of the projects that go along. The other conversation is that we have to get some type of well, I was going to say conversation, but we have to have a city clerk in their funding office be more open to projects that are more community based, given that we got rejected for supporting a project that was approved by them for another neighborhood council. So there needs to be some better ways of doing this. So that's more conversation to occur in the future, but definitely we're going to have to find ourselves advocating for certain things as we move forward in the near future for us to be able to focus our full attention on our community. Anyway, that's my quick report. Adrian, I see your hand up.
Yes, I just wanted to briefly mention with regards to charter reform. I know the commission will be wrapping up maybe March or so. Is there any open ideas to maybe having this neighborhood council write suggestions on charter reform to the Charter Reform Commission? Like just a statement saying these are the things we would like, like a CIS or something to them, specifically on what we would like to see changes in the charter. I would be happy to work with you on that.
And that would be great, I think, with some discussion with Doug, who is on bonk.
Oh, I
And
know
also on the charter reform committee, we could come up with something like that. But yeah, let's think about how we might be able to do that.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you. Anyway, that's my report from the executive side of the house. The Christensen Science Center, Vic?
Nothing new, but you do have some hands up.
Oh, did I miss that? Let's see. Let's go with Gwen.
Are we meeting in person next month? And I wanted to also speak a moment about the charter reform. Nothing is more important than everyone in this community to be aware of this. They really want a lot of feedback. There's some monumental things that are going on with that. I think that the Planning and Land Use Committee as an entity really should take a look at it hard. There's some really big things changing in it. And it's high level stuff that I'm amazed that, I mean, the people that are getting involved in it are special interest groups and not so much the residents of the city. And that's a tragedy. Anyway, I'm hoping to hear about next month. All right, thanks.
Thank you. And if you have something that's specific, Gwen, that you have in mind on charter reform, please verbalize that or write something up so that we can look at it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Was that a yes or what?
Yes,
Hey.
I acknowledge that. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
But
Yes.
about next month.
Next month we're having a discussion. We'll have a discussion and make the announcement.
Wait, excuse me.
Yes, Ishmael?
Okay, so you just said about the project, right?
And which
From the
project is
beginning.
that?
From the beginning, that the manager said.
Okay. Are you talking about the charter reform?
The project of the child reform?
Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your
So
question?
where do I start?
Where do you start what? What is it that you're asking?
About the project.
It's not a project, it's a report. It's a effort that's going on right now to change the charter of the city of Los Angeles, which is actually the constitution for the city of Los Angeles.
Oh, I see.
That's what the charter is all about.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I appreciate you asking.
Yeah. Is that all the field trip list?
That's not a field trip list. That's not a field trip. That is a document that's being developed by the city of Los Angeles.
Document about Los Angeles?
It's a document that the city of Los Angeles abides by. Like I said, it's the constitution version of the city. It's referred to as a charter. It's a very large document.
Oh, I see. I thought it was just part of the slips up that I just write down.
Yeah.
Of the dayas from
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's something that you would be able to read. However, you would have to get onto the city website to find the charter. And I don't have that city location at hand right now.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Okay. All right, let's move on. That concludes agenda item number 9. We'll get into our liaison reports. Christina not here today, so we'll have no liaison report from Christina Calandra. Water Department of Water and Power, again, Christina's not available. Public Works Liaison, Kane,
No update.
no update, okay. LA Film Liaison, Cynthia. Can someone look at her? No? You can't talk? Okay, we'll save it for the next time. Great, thank you. Computer problems or inability to communicate through her computer at this time. Sustainability and Alliance Liaison, that is Christina, Calandra, and Kane. Anything, Kane, from your end?
No, I am following Christina's lead. But we did receive some newsletter opportunities from another community stakeholder, Lori. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Data Liaison, that's Vic and or Chris.
Nothing from me.
Nothing.
Okay. That takes care of agenda item number 10. Moving on to 11. Any announcement for future agenda items? I see no hands up, so we will have our next meeting coming up. One thing that I would really like to emphasize, we need to be able to, we need our committees to meet and meet at their designated dates and times so that we can have community input on some of these things. And if we're working with other neighborhood councils, making sure that we're part of the larger conversation. We got some huge projects that'll be occurring in our backyard, Phillips 66, and also the Vincent Thomas Bridge closure. I think everyone found out or heard that the raising of the bridge, as they had wanted to do, is just not feasible. So that's not going to happen. So now there seems to be the some very behind the scenes conversation that perhaps maybe we need a new bridge. So be ready for that. So anyway, anything that you got for future agenda items, let us know. If there's nothing right now that you can let us know, but make sure that we have, and I see Vic, you got to go to the bathroom, or do you have a comment?
Remember, I can't do the electronic raise hand when I'm sharing.
That's okay.
Just to tag on to the what you said about the committees. If you are not having a meeting, make sure that, on a regularly scheduled day, make sure you post a cancellation notice at the same places you would otherwise post the regular agenda. And if you do have a meeting, or at least if you attempt to have a meeting and for some reason you can't due to quorum problems or something like that, make sure you submit a report to be posted, and that goes to the NC web posting email address, otherwise known as Cheryl. People are doing better, but there are still some things that aren't getting completed.
Appreciate that, Vic, for reminding us. And for those of you who may need a reminder, our public posting for our agendas and other announcements is LAPD in the lobby on their bulletin board. And that's required by the Brown Act. We have to be able to post at least one at one place. Okay, moving on. Agenda item number 12, general public comment on non-agenda items. This is your last chance for any comments one might have. Okay, I see no hands. Moving on. Next meeting, Monday, December 8th, 6 o'clock. And it says virtual. More to come on that. So without objection, I call this meeting adjourned. Thank you all so much for attending. I really appreciate the enthusiasm and the and the conversation going back and forth. Thank you all.
For the record, adjourned at 9:22 p.m.
Good
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.